One shall stand, and one shall fall.
Yeah. New kids on the block, we here making it pop. Don't care if you like it or not. The spot we want is the top. The head nerds in charge and R4C to making things happen. If you think you heard what you thought you heard, go ahead and play that thing backwards. Coming out the speakers in the car in the man cave. The mother bus is about to be knocked off the airwaves. So be very afraid. Better check your gameplay. Sitting on all that and finna take away your fan base. The stage is set. Better put respect up on our name. What you get right now, you get it later. A consistent game, a steady dosage. Once you start it, you can't get enough. The people's chant ain't a topic we ain't finna touch. So bring your A game, cause the boys behind the mic finna do the same thing. One time for the one time, let it off like bang bang. We aiming to be the greatest. We accepting any challenge. With a snap of the finger, bringing balance. Let's make it happen. You tuned in to the place to be. You tuned in to Hnic.
Head nerds in charge.
You tuned in to the place to be. You tuned in to Hnic.
Forget about the way it used to be. This is not a damn democracy. We are in a state of emergency, and my word is law. There's only one boss in this place, and that's me. The Hnic.
What it do, y'all? Head Nerds in Charge with a special edition just for y'all. We're down here at Gamers Heaven for their Fan Fest. I got my girl.
Yo, Kai Sassy. Hey, yo, you see my little glitters on my face that I especially
She glued mirrors to her
today.
face.
They're not mirrors.
You
they're
glued
glitter
mirrors to
pieces.
you glued mirrors to your face. It's aluminum foil.
I can't have anything.
Like, you just can't.
Don't start.
You don't know how to let.
Haven't you pissed off enough weaves today? Did you not upset?
You're
the whole
not allowed
community?
to use that word. You never made it into the
Whoa.
circle all the way to use
Wait a minute.
that word.
What do you mean?
I can use it because I mean it in a sense of endearment to my people. You can't use it.
So wait a minute. You telling me I haven't fully earned the right?
You didn't earn your weave stripes.
How did I not earn my weave stripes? What am I missing?
You didn't even know what Ramune was. That already like dropped.
Yo, you're a whole hater.
From here to here.
I got a nice bowl of ramen right now. I got dumplings in this jar. Yo, they got great food up in here at Gamers Heaven. Look, I ain't even getting into it. We ain't gonna start the show off like that. To the right is Sassy, please.
Yokai Sassy, say
I gotta say it. It's like a Tribe Called Quest. You gotta say the whole thing.
Yeah.
Got you. All right. It's the Negro that pissed everybody off earlier. Go ahead.
I don't know what you mean by that, Kurt.
You know. Apparently our Joker review ticked off a couple fans.
I was trying to fight some battles too on there. That was
That's
complicated.
alright, as long as they share the video.
I know it's getting up there. You into the thousands on that view.
I'm excited.
Yeah,
It's better than anything I ever did on my YouTube channel.
So you basically say you want all the smoke.
It's about to be a barbecue.
Listen, I'm gonna just tell y'all right now. Tef at no point ever said that the Joker hates black women, but
if you watch the video, you'd already know that though.
Ooh, she already getting sassy.
Not just the parts you wanted to hear.
Ooh,
right.
Ooh. All right, so we starting off this thing already super frisky. Down at the Fan Fest here at Gamers Heaven, we got a lot going on. Right now, we're raising money for Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and we have Cami Cakes down here, and a lot of people are coming through and supporting. Somebody's food's up.
My food is up.
Yo, you got the nerve to bring the buzzer over there. You want to go get your food, don't you?
Yeah, I want to go get it.
Y'all gonna let Sassy go get her food?
But you know how internally fans
go get your food.
want my food.
Because I already got mine, so I ain't hating. I went and already got it. Me and Tef will hold it down. Actually,
mine's about to go off in a minute.
No, but it's a perfect opportunity since Sassy's gone, because they ran a Smash Brothers tournament down here, and we actually have the winners with us right now, and we're gonna take you. If you don't mind, come on over. You can sit in Sassy's chair. She eating ramen. She'll be all right. Yo, she's gonna be mad again, definitely. But you give her a chance to eat the ramen.
She got Karagi chicken.
She got Karagi chicken?
Yeah.
So she ain't even get ramen? And she hating on me?
She don't like the noodles here.
She don't like. Oh, dang.
They too thick.
That's the first time she's ever said that. Anywho, I'm talking about ramen. Don't be nasty.
You stop being nasty.
Are we not gonna do this today? Hey, what's going on, brother? What's your name?
My name's Hnic, or my tag is Sauce. So.
Well, come up to the microphone, sir. So, what's your gamer tag?
Sauce.
Well, no, all right, you're an Xbox or a PS4 man. The fact that you even took time to answer that question, nobody has an Xbox.
I've been Xbox my whole life, but now I want a PS4 because there's no more games on the Xbox.
Nobody owns an Xbox in North America.
My son's dad has an Xbox One.
I'm sorry. I didn't make myself clear. No one owns an Xbox in North America. Just so we're Don owns an Xbox. He's the all right. 2 people own an Xbox. 3 people. We got Tricks in the building with us. Taff, you said your baby daddy own a.
I'm a PS4 person. I've been a PlayStation person my whole life, but yeah, my son's dad has a.
All right, see. All right.
That's why he's my ex.
I was about to say, he make bad choices. He make bad decisions. That's all I'm saying. So tell me, good brother, how was the finals? Was it super tough, or what, did you kind of cakewalk your way through this?
Somewhat of a cakewalk for me.
Oh, woo, you talking heavy.
It's not anything against my opponent, but like, I'm ranked in the state, and there wasn't any ranked players today. So
wait, what's your rank in the state? If you're gonna flex, you gotta flex hard.
I'm 5th in the state as of right now.
Wait a minute, you mean in the state of Pennsylvania, you are the number 5 Smash Brothers? So are you an esports player?
Esports, somewhat.
All right, so you do enter a lot of tournaments?
Yeah, I travel. This is the first year I started to travel. I really didn't take the game competitively till this year. So yeah, I've been around for the game.
Now, could you see making it into a living at some point?
It's hard.
Why? No, break that down.
Smash, especially compared to like stuff like Fortnite, does not make the money. Like
really?
even
it's like dumb popular.
Like though. Fortnite, dude got what, 3 million?
Yeah.
And the boys for Overwatch.
Right.
The team that just won the grand champion. What is the Surge? Come on, what the team name? Fusion. No, it wasn't the Fusion. Fusion didn't win. It was the team from San Francisco. I think it's Surge. I don't care. They're not.
I forget all the names.
Forget them. But you know what I mean.
Yeah. We don't. Smash doesn't get the sponsorship from Nintendo, which is the issue for us. So we don't get money or like any like sort of like tournament organization. It's all our community. It's all us that do all the work. So we don't get money or sponsorship from Nintendo whatsoever.
So, all right, where do you just go and look around for competitions and tournaments?
Very well. One right here weekly. Every Sunday we have our weekly Smash tournament here. Okay. We hold bigger ones called monthlies here, which is Battle Subway coming up. I believe in late November, actually.
How many people usually participate?
We usually get upwards of 100, 120. So it's a good amount, and it's a nice bring home prize if you win it. Normally probably like $1,000 if you win it.
Wait a minute, you telling me you can make a stack in one day?
Stack in one day, yeah.
Playing Smash Brothers.
What's the entry fee?
Probably like $20, depends.
Oh,
it's $20 to enter, but like
we in the wrong business.
Yeah.
Yo, clearly.
It's funny because people could make more money entering their small locals and winning them consistently than going to a big tournament, spending a lot of money on travel, hotel, all that stuff, than winning that and you're breaking even at that point.
I think that's kind of dope because we here at Head Nerds in Charge, one of the things we do, we're big in the geek community and we try to cover the things that you, the viewer, want to see. Look, see that. Go ahead, Tam. Go eat your noodles. That's all right. I ain't want to talk to y'all anyway. Come on over. You nervous now? No? We had to run her up here. You sure? Don't be scared. I ain't gonna bite you much. All right. But one of the things that's interesting is because I was just talking with one of my co-hosts about covering more esports related things. Like, there's a lot of geek podcasts, a lot of geek outlets, things that cover. Locally, does anybody cover these tournaments?
We have local casters, and we stream it on Twitch as well. I mean,
what's the Twitch handle?
All charged up.
My man, all right.
Charged up.
All charged up.
So all charged up on Twitch. We do it every Sunday. It's Smash gets a lot of views even on like the big scale with it's called VG Boot Camp. That's the large one. They do all the big tournaments. You know, Melee, which is the old one for the GameCube. That's probably like the more popular one.
Gotcha.
But the new one, Smash Ultimate, is sort of coming up to it now in popularity, and they're getting upwards of like even 100,000 views. So it's hard to believe that.
So Smash is popular, but you're not getting
We
paid
just don't
from
get
it.
money. Exactly.
That makes no sense.
Exactly.
So we gotta get y'all paid.
Exactly.
I like that.
We don't know how.
So basically, how many rounds did you go through for this tournament?
I believe about 4 or 5 rounds. It was a smaller. I think we only had about like 15 people, 20 people. The ones on Sunday we get like 60 some people at most. So
Really?
It's nice. This place has grown a lot.
Now who's your main?
My main? I mean a lot of people, but Mario and Roy are my.
Do you
my
put your
favorite.
work in?
Yeah, those are my staple.
See, I see now. I have got to quit my job and figure out a game that I know I'm going to be proficient enough in that I can at least hold my own in some local tournaments.
It's certainly nice winning them. It's nothing to live on.
Basically, he's saying if he owe you money, don't come looking for it. He ain't making enough to pay you. He just doing this on the side, so you know he ain't got an Uber.
Right.
It's like, yo, it sounds like Uber money to me. Like, look, you got your nice little hustle. You make a couple dollars in a month. Plus, you doing something you love.
Right.
Like, how long you been playing Smash? Is this something you just jumped in?
Since I was like 1, like little.
Oh,
as
so
I
this
remember.
is your game.
It came out like when I was 2001. I was 1 year old when it came out, so I was playing it since.
You were
diaper.
1 year old when it. Oh my God. How old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm 18. So I started playing this game competitively.
Game system's older than you. Know
Yeah. I started playing this game competitively, I think around like 16, 17. So it's something I've always just been like better than my friends at. So I was like,
he said if I could beat my homies, I could probably make some money off.
Exactly.
That's super dope. Look, bro, it was a pleasure having you. I'm super happy for you. I know that you about to spend your winnings up and you know roll around in money, you know, toss them ones. But before you get out of here, if you don't mind, just talk with my man, my producer.
Sure.
Give him your name and contact information because we're gonna reach out to you. We're gonna check back in with you, and we might be able to set something up. Set a couple tournaments up in Philadelphia, have you come down so I can hustle some money out of some niggas.
Love to do that.
All right. Thank you, good brother. Hey, listen, man. A hustle is a hustle, baby. I got the number 5 in the state. I think we good if we backing. Hey, y'all, what it do? Like I said, we out here at Gamers Heaven. I got my ramen. My 2 lovely co-hosts are out eating and chilling. Well, I got another one coming in, sliding in the cut right now. Yeah. While they sipping and dipping, I got my girl Trix on the line. She coming and slide on up. Hi, Trix.
Hi.
How are you, honey?
I'm doing great.
So tell me, you came down and you cosplaying and showing off?
Yes, I am.
So who are you cosplaying as today? Oh, you gotta put your gloves on?
Yeah, I gotta finish the look. You know, it has to be complete.
The look.
Yes.
All right, you got your Mickey Mouse gloves on?
Do I need to give you?
I mean, technically, yeah.
So, Trix, if you don't mind talking about how goes the Twitch channel, and I know you were doing a lot of how-tos trying to help cosplayers get their costumes together.
Well, it's a bit of a slow build right now, but it's steadily growing. So hopefully, you know, I'll be able to get myself out there a lot more so I can help more people. Because I can't tell you how many people are always in my inbox talking to me about how do I do this? Where do I find that?
Yeah, needing help.
Needing all this help. So, like, I made the Twitch stream so I could help people. I mean, I know there's a lot of people out there who want to learn how to cosplay in the sense that they want to make their own cosplay. So that's what my stream's there for.
Now, interestingly enough, how long have you been cosplaying for?
I've been cosplaying since 2014.
2014?
Yep.
So that means you 5 years into the game.
Yeah.
What are some of the things that you've enjoyed?
Well, to be completely honest with you,
Nothing. No.
if it wasn't for cosplay, I wouldn't be sitting here right now having this conversation with you.
Elaborate.
I'm very reclusive as a person. Like, I have a general anxiety disorder, social anxiety, depression. So it's really hard to put yourself out there when you're freaking terrified of everybody. So with cosplay, it gave me the opportunity to kind of change my identity enough to build enough confidence that I was able to talk to people. So now I'm trying to give back to the people who have helped me. Because I know there's a lot of us out there who have like anxiety and mental health issues, and
It's because Sassy talks about it often, how she's introverted and how even doing the show helps her come out of, and not necessarily become extroverted, but it gives her a medium to be able to stretch her horizons and try to branch into.
It bridges the gap, yeah. Because a lot of socially awkward people are people who, they don't socialize very well. They don't know what to talk about. They don't know what to do in terms of like social cues. But by cosplaying or playing games or enjoying anime gives them a discussion that they can go into.
Right.
They can segue into small talk with people.
Because that's one of the things that I love about the cosplay community. It's always about bridging that gap and having communication, right?
Yeah, I know we have our fair share of drama. What family does?
What? Get out of here.
Yes.
There's drama in the cosplay community?
Yes.
Oh, no, that's what we need to talk about. What drama are you talking about? You got nervous.
Well, I don't want to steal your thunder.
Well, no. No, that's not, because I know we were going to go. Actually, I want to know about your viewpoint. A lot of young ladies have talked about how toxic the cosplay community can be towards women when they made cosplay characters who have less than, how do I say this? Show more skin than normal.
Yeah. There's a lot of slut shaming, and it's crazy.
Well, what does that mean to you?
So slut shaming it's very demeaning, and 90% of the time the people who cosplay with revealing outfits are more than likely cosplaying a character that's just the outfit they drew them in.
Right.
So they're not really changing anything. But then there are women who actually do lewd versions of characters, preferably not underage characters, but that's a thing that happens too. Yes, that's been more of a recent argument, particularly with stuff like Misty from Pokemon, who's like 14, I think she's a little bit older than Ash, and they'll like put her in like lingerie, and it's rubbing some people the wrong way.
Well, yeah, because I mean, if you sexualize a character that's underage,
it's got a bad taste in its mouth. It kind of bridges into little pedophilia.
Oh, my man Mark said it was San Francisco shock. Thank you. Shock surge, all of its electricity. Mark, mind your business. My man Lonzo Star said, thanks for repping the shirt. Hey, I always got Squad on my back, baby. I'm always going to rep Squad on my back. Concrete Comics. Definitely go check them out. Concrete Comics. Y'all can find them right there on Facebook and on Instagram, Concrete with a K, Comics with a C. My man Ty, what's good, bro? Ashley.
Ashley knows who I am. I'm Alice Angel from Bendy and the Ink Machine. I absolutely love that game, and recently I've been streaming it a little bit when I'm in between projects.
Well, okay, so, but when are people handsy? I mean, is it the catcalling? Do men actually physically?
Yes.
You mean to tell me men are actually that bold?
I can tell you from personal experience.
Somebody grabbed the cheeks.
Somebody's grabbed my cheeks, my breasts.
Get out! No, I'm sorry. Let me not do that. I'm not saying I don't believe you. I'm just shocked.
You're shocked. I know. I get it. Because you would think people have human decency not to act like that. You keep your hands to yourself, unless someone asks for that kind of physical interaction. But yes, I have experienced people fans,
Creepers.
who go in for hugs and they take more
than they linger.
Yeah, they linger in areas that they weren't invited to.
Ooh, child.
Yeah.
Number one, I don't want to make light of that situation. Also,
it's crazy. You would think that your peers, you would think that the people that you associate with would have better standards than that.
Right.
Because you don't want to be associated with that kind of person. So it really is shocking to learn that there are people in our community, particularly men, who they're nasty.
Ooh.
That's like, that's gross.
And I guess I'm not shocked because, trash bags come in all forms, facets, and shapes.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the cosplay community isn't safe in the sense of, because we are so welcoming, unfortunately, we get some assholes that slip on through the cracks there. And the best we can hope for is just stay vigilant. Help each other. I can tell you, at least for myself, if you find yourself in an uncomfortable predicament, say someone has physically touched you in a way that you were uncomfortable with and you're having a hard time getting away from that person, if I happen to be anywhere near you...
No, go ahead. I'm responding in chat. I'm responding to you, baby. Go ahead.
But if you spot me and you need an excuse to get the hell out of there or maybe go report them, come find me. I'm always here for people like that because unfortunately there's no way to really guarantee that we're going to get rid of any of these people. So the best that we can hope for is to call them out on their behavior, to support one another, report it when it happens. If you see it, report it. If you see it, stand up for that person. We need to take accountability for each other.
And that's what it is. It's really, I guess, because as far as security is concerned, is there something that conventions or the events that you attend do anything about it?
I have had experience where I have had to go with a friend to talk with them to kind of ease their tension and their anxiety about addressing the issue, and we've gone to the convention staff. Now, generally what ends up happening is they put them on a record, they keep tabs on them. So a lot of these conventions, because it's really difficult for hearsay to be considered fact,
so they say they don't believe you all the time.
Not necessarily, no, because they have to consider the the reprimands for themselves if somebody goes and lies about something just because they don't like another person. Not to say that happens very often. But
it's a plausible.
But it is plausible.
What is it called? Plausible deniability.
Yeah, it's not impossible. It could happen. So a lot of conventions, they kind of have to cover all their bases. They keep a record of the person. If that person gets multiple reports, they can probably do their own investigation, keep security on them, keep a lookout. If they see this person do it in person, if they point blank, any con staff sees it happen, I guarantee you that person's gone. That person will never come back. Oh, no,
yeah,
come on.
No, I was going to say, and
I didn't know you were here.
So, and then also, because I've been reading up on it, it's one, why would you touch me? Two, but cons, they do have a thing where it's if you do something especially egregious, they will remove you immediately. So
yeah, it really.
Ashley Victoria says she bad cosplay on Instagram said but this is people taking what women say with a grain of salt.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. Unfortunately,
It's almost victim blaming.
Yeah, it is.
Which is crazy to me because a lot of these female cosplayers, like, they have huge fan followings. They are a huge draw to these events.
You would think they would protect them at all costs.
Right, you think they would do more to protect them.
Because I know they do that for celebrities. They usually have like some kind of security
Handler.
detail or a handler that's there with them to ensure that these things don't happen.
Yeah, but for like me or you, like just walking around the floor,
they just assume that. I don't know if they're just assuming that it doesn't really happen to us,
or like that it was more innocent, that we're
overreacting, or
we're hysterical women who don't know our bodies and don't know when we're being assaulted.
We're too emotional.
I'm not touching that one with a 10-foot pole because I can tell you right now.
My booty hole and I uppercut you. You'll be emotional.
Right to the booty hole. Like,
I mean,
he ain't pet your hand, he ain't stroke your hair. We went right to the booty hole.
No, like some of these guys will like literally come up to you and be like, "Oh,
who is putting their finger in your booty hole as an introduction?"
I mean,
somebody who don't play.
Hold on, if you out there and y'all watching, if somebody has put their finger in your booty hole before as a handshake, please comment below and tell me about that experience. Because I'm not joking, but there's bold and then there's nigga.
So, like, in my experience, this guy named Wayne, he frequents Too Many Games, ZenkaiCon.
Putting his government name out there. We after you, Wayne.
So, no, it's like, first and foremost, this creepy dude. Like, please, protect yourself.
Wayne is the creepy dude?
Wayne is the creepy
she put him
dude.
on blast?
His name is Wayne.
Well, if he's a creepy dude, he deserves to be put on blast.
First of all, if his name is Wayne, he already sounds like a creep. Number one, who names a baby Wayne?
Well, yeah, that's more of a last name, isn't
right?
It? Yeah.
Who names their baby Bundle of Joy?
But my first experience with Wayne in person, he asked for a hug. We were Facebook friends for a few months, so I'm like, all right, yeah, sure. And then like he went
Somebody shared his live feed with Wayne and let him know. Stop being creepy. But go ahead.
But yeah, he went to hug me, and then his hands went south. And yeah, they cupped me on the butt.
The Mason-Dixon line?
Yes, he crossed it.
How in the what goes through a person's mind that says, you know what? I'm gonna take a chance.
You know what I
like
think
guys
it
who
is?
Come into you with the hug and they got one arm right here and one arm right here. So they're like, oh.
No, I don't know that move. What's that? Is that the move?
Yeah. So they'll come.
Wait a minute. Oh yeah. What?
Yeah.
Get out. Oh, so they get a little nip in there.
Yes, they're very tactical about it.
So
it's
around and then it switches into.
I've been on Earth 37 years and I didn't know that that's the kind of act. That's what y'all doing out in these streets.
Pervert.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, like I personally think that these guys feel that because we're nice to them or we interact with them and say they've never really had any experience with girls, maybe they're too shy to like openly interact with them, that the second that they get an opening they just have to go for it. And
that's like rape culture, rapey behavior.
Well, She-Bad makes a good point. She said they want to exploit us, then they want to demean us at the same time.
So, yeah, and that goes in with that slut-shaming thing, because then it's like, if you don't dress as scantily clad as a character is, you're not being true to the character, you're not doing real cosplay, you're not good at this. But if you do come in, then you're asking for all this attention, you want people to touch you.
They're so hypocritical.
Can I just say this? And I'm not saying anything to refute what you're saying, but I always found it interesting where somebody will say, oh, well, be careful what you wear. But my thing is, if you are let's say a voluptuous woman and you cosplay as Wonder Woman, you're not going to look how Linda Carter looked. Like, Linda Carter has a very slender figure.
She built like a ruler.
I wasn't going to hate on Linda Carter, but what I'm saying is, if you're a curvy woman, a voluptuous woman, if your cup runneth over in all the right ways,
but that's slut shaming.
Yeah.
But I get that, but I'm saying, like, how can you admonish somebody for rocking their cosplay? I mean, that's the character. It's not her being scantily clad, or it's not her trying to
She's not seeking attention.
Right,
Nobody's
that's my point.
asking for your pervy, handsy attention.
Because the minute you put on that Spider-Man uniform without a cup,
Right. You walking around with gray sweatpants with no drawers on.
Right, and that kills me because nobody really goes in on men the same way that they do women for the exact same thing.
Now that's not to say men don't get unwanted attention and don't
No,
get
right,
touched,
exactly.
But it's not necessarily as big of a deal.
No, the only thing I've ever seen anybody throw a fit about or have like a pretty big opinion about when it comes to men and how they cosplay is if they're wearing spandex, like a Spider-Man suit,
Yeah,
a
like
Superman
those
suit,
lycra like suits and stuff.
super tight. They really, really, really want you to wear a dance belt or a cup.
Well, yeah, because there's kids.
Because there's generally children around at these conventions, and nobody wants a child at your dick level staring at your junk. Nobody wants
Especially if some scantily clad chick rolls by in her perfect cosplay, and then you got a chubby all of a sudden. It's somebody's
come on, man. I was eating. I had a dumpling in my mouth, man. Not now. Listen. See, and now we got Amy over here, got me choking. Amy, come on, swing around real quick. We want to give big props. The Gamers Heaven up here in Phoenixville. This is my homegirl, Amy. She set up all of this, invited us out. We're going to have her on. We're going to talk a little bit because Gamers Heaven always have these wonderful kind of events, and we definitely want you to come on up. You know, for everybody that's in the Philadelphia area, just hop right on out E-Way, up 76, take that exit, right over there, past KOP. It's not that difficult. Come on up. Come check us out. We still got some time. How late we here till tonight?
2 a.m.
To 2 a.m. Party don't stop.
You guys can leave whenever you'd like.
No, we ain't going nowhere. There's a couch. They got a whole apartment in the back room.
We have showers.
Yo, they got dumplings. They got ramen. They got all the beverages. They got game. They got tabletop gaming going on. They got the video games. My Heroes up on the box. I just watched Will Smith as the genie. Maybe that wasn't a good way to get people to come here, but we got a lot going on here. We rocking all the way up until Tough say it's time to go. And, but until
it's an hour drive back home.
But we actually have some more interviews that's coming up. We have we're gonna talk to a couple of people here. But this is Gamers Heaven's first annual Fan Fest. We're definitely going to do it again, right? We're doing it again.
Definitely.
All right, so we definitely do it. When we come back, you know, we'll talk with Amy and we'll bring her back on, and then she can kind of break down what's going on. Thank you so much, Amy. Listen.
So can I just say, I just bought a really revealing Storm cosplay.
Wait, how revealing?
Like the whole back is out. It's like a little leotard. They come with like garters. It looks good though.
Talk to me slowly when you say it.
Damn it! Yeah.
I'm sorry. Am I problematic? No, you can come on.
Did you want me to answer that honestly?
Listen, look, we on this. You know I don't pull no punches. Like, to me, don't get me wrong. You and I share a friendship and a relationship where I could have certain jokes with you, but if you say if you were like Kurt, all right, now you going too far, I'll pull back because I think y'all train me a lot in a lot of things. Because look. For everybody who don't know, King Kurt Live and Curtis Brown are two different individuals. Trix will always be like, Kurt, you're a trash bag. But they help me to correct my opinion and my viewpoint. But I'm old, so I'm pretty set in my ways. But they always help to elevate my understanding of what they endure as women in this community because sometimes I'm just so blown away. Like, I say off-the-wall stuff just to be funny 9 times out of 10. But y'all some men are really out here doing off-the-wall stuff.
Yeah. And I think that's kind of like where the line is. Like, you can say what you want, but you put your hands on it, it's going to be a problem. Mm-hmm. Like, being catcalled is one thing, because then I'm like, oh, well,
but see, and mind you, catcalling isn't appropriate either, and I know that's not what you're saying.
Yeah.
But for me, if we share that friendship, that relationship, y'all like my sisters, and we are on that playful level, like, at no time if I came up and I gave you a hug would I try to be inappropriate. But if it was weird, I think you would say, hey, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're talking about men who
Strangers, like out of
Strangers.
nowhere.
Who don't know
Like-
you.
and that's the difference. You're not talking about
Like,
your friends.
Right, no, weirdos who try to look up my skirt on the subway.
Whoa.
People who are staring down into my shirt. And I'm like, I like my boobs. I like to show off my boobs. I think titties are beautiful.
I was gonna follow up with a comment, but I don't want no part.
So
I think they're beautiful, so I like to display
Considering it's
them.
Breast Cancer Awareness Month,
Yes,
we
touch
are.
yourselves, ladies.
please
Touch
check yourself out. Make sure you got no lumps. Men
No lumps,
too.
no bumps,
Men
no
can get
dimples
breast
or ripples.
cancer.
Check the mammary. The best part, listen, we over here jiggling ourselves. Amy, out of the corner of her eye, was like, I'm not sure where this show is going, but it's getting interesting.
But in regards to people looking up skirts and looking down shirts, at Zenkai Con a few years ago, there was a guy. I was sitting on the stairwell, right next to the bathroom. I'd gotten separated from my friends, so I kind of parked myself somewhere in a public area, like a very common area. Like, all right, well, maybe one of my friends is gonna have to take a pee. Eventually, they'll find me. Some dude was coming up the stairwell on the opposite side of the banister, and he snapped a picture with his phone of my boobs.
Really?
Yes,
Yeah.
and I didn't see it, but another cosplayer called him out on it. And that dude tucked his tail between his legs and he ran.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. We gotta have each other's back.
Nick Jones, real quick, Nick Jones said one thing he noticed in cosplay is that if you're cosplaying a revealing character, the actual character, for example, a common superhero, isn't typically shut slammed. However, you go onto an anime character, that's when pervy, unwanted interaction comes around.
Oh,
Is there a
yeah.
difference between a superhero and an anime character?
I mean, besides the obvious thing.
Besides the persona of the superhero versus the persona of the anime character.
Besides the fact that they're just two different characters.
Yeah, like not
The fact that they're a fictional character in general shouldn't make a difference whether when it happens or not. Like it's still all the same.
Right, I'm still a person underneath that leotard and garters.
I think maybe the reason why anime cosplayers are targeted a little bit more than comic book characters is because a lot of times in anime, like being pervy is like a trope, and they tolerate that shit in the shows, and I'm like, sorry, bruh, this is real life. We're not about that here.
Yeah, you're not gonna do that.
That's true.
Now, just to kind of switch gears, because when we're talking about the cosplay community, there's been a couple of issues that came up in the news, and I want to get you guys' viewpoint, and then I'm gonna dip out and let Sassy weigh in on some of the stuff too. Recently, I think she's from France.
Yeah, she's from a European country. I think it's France.
This one cosplayer, I'm gonna pull up a picture. I'm not sure if Darren got the picture, but I don't know if you guys can see this. I hope you can see this, what I'm about to pull up. Darren, can they see that? Yes. All right. Okay. So the issue of blackface has reared its ugly head again in cosplay.
Here we are again.
Now, here's my thing, and this is what makes this conversation different from previous conversations. In my opinion, something like this, 100% unequivocally inappropriate, very defined, very specific. A Caucasian woman colored her face specifically to look like a black character.
Yes.
Now, the only difference with this one, which don't get me wrong, this is an amazing cosplay, number one. When I say that, I mean a lot of work went into it. She didn't color her face. She colored a mask, a prosthetic. and put it over her face. Now, I have my personal opinions on whether that's appropriate or not. But my first question is
that her body?
No.
No.
That's the same chick?
Yeah,
a
that's
woman,
it's the same.
Oh, shit.
Right, exactly.
That's an
she-
amazing cosplay.
That's my point. But now, mind you, I just had this conversation with Shebad actually in a group full of people. This is a prosthetic. This is them putting on a mask
Right.
of a black character. Do you consider this blackface?
I don't consider that necessarily blackface. That's like a little white kid who would wear a Black Panther costume. I wouldn't be mad at that.
But now, if that little white kid wore a T'Challa mask,
Yeah, it would put a bad taste in my mouth. It definitely would. I'd be looking at the parents like, for real?
Right.
This what we do? Like, and again, that's an amazing cosplay, not to take away from any work, but knowing that's a white woman under there does sour it for me.
Yeah.
It sours it. Like, she put a lot of work into it.
Like, my thing is she could have went and did all the prosthetics and just not have colored it any different than
kept it a white character.
Yeah,
Right.
and her natural skin tone.
Oh, that's a good point.
Right.
She didn't need to color the
I
prosthetics.
think that's the issue, not
also-
that she used the prosthetics.
And no, not that she used the prosthetics. I think my problem with it, especially when it comes to cosplay, is that if you feel the need to color your face, your cosplay is not good enough.
Yeah.
You need to go back to the drawing board. If you feel as though the only way people are gonna know who you are is by coloring your skin, you need to go back and do your cosplay over. Because you're not embodying the character enough. You need to take an acting lesson. You need to
Something to that effect.
Right. You need to do something a little
there's
different.
so much
There's so
more
much
you can
more to a character than just them being black.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna just say this. I'm gonna give you my opinion.
Because being black is
And,
not a personality trait.
Right. No matter what.
Stay away
some
from it
people
if
do.
you don't want to get your behind whooped. If it's that you got to say, I don't know.
No, and the fact that it's 2019 and a convention had to ban her.
Yeah, it's
Right. The
Like, they had
consequences
to
did.
go out of their way to ban blackface. Like, it's 2019. Why are we still having to have this conversation?
It really
It's
is
still
really
going on my
bad.
phone.
Now, I've noticed throughout my friends list on Facebook, there are actually some other black cosplayers who are having difficulties with other people of color. Apparently, there are a group of black people who don't see this as a bad thing, and that's
is
weird to
But
me.
now, mind you, I think that's more of and that's where the conversation kind of went when I was having it. Whereas Shebad was like, no, definitively, this is wrong. It's not up for debate. Just that. Now, I hadn't seen close-up pictures of the actual prosthetic and whatnot. I just saw her face.
Yeah.
And I you know.
But I think this cosplayer has done it before, and she's caught heat for it before.
She's done it before.
Because I saw this a few years ago.
Mm-hmm.
She's problematic for doing that.
Yeah, she's already been told that
So she
Yeah.
did it with
unacceptable.
knowledge.
Yes.
So she did it a couple years ago.
So we can't
and people
even-
were like, "Bitch, what is you doing?"
You can't even pull that whole, well, they're in Europe, so they don't know any better crap.
Well, that's
she
what-
knew better.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Like, she knows better.
Don't get me started on Europeans and that. But the only time I took pause was when I said, is it a mask? Is it? But then when you think about it, anytime you're altering your skin, like for instance, I don't particularly think that a movie like White Chicks is appropriate now.
Okay.
Because to me, it's. I know some
So
people.
I just didn't find it that funny.
I
Well,
didn't either.
I'm
but,
not talking about
yeah.
the content. I'm talking about the appropriateness because I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah.
Because when he pushed her to take a deuce in that bathroom, he's like, "Move it." I still laugh at that. But
It's because you're a trash bag.
yeah, facts. But my thing is, if we're going to tell,
Also, can I say people who are arguing for blackface who champion White Chicks as making it okay because White Chicks was equal? sit down. Sit down. If you're holding up white chicks as the golden standard
Yeah,
for
that
why
was-
you should be able to do blackface, I'm gonna need you to get a better argument
Yeah,
for that. Because
that's-
White Chicks is a trash ass movie.
It is.
Well, I don't think it's a good movie anyway, but they're coming out with a sequel. But my thing is, White Chicks wasn't them painting their face. Remember, White Chicks was prosthetics.
It was
Yeah.
prosthetic.
It was a mask. It was
Yeah.
it was a mask, and that's when I say, if I feel as though that's inappropriate, then the reverse is just as
It's true.
inappropriate.
Right.
That's all.
I think where it comes, like, I think the weight of blackface or a black prosthetic is a lot heavier than if you were to wear a white prosthetic or white face. That's not really a
Like
thing.
white
Or
face is not a thing.
Because I honestly, I don't cosplay that often.
The
to
racist
wade in.
connotations aren't there, but at the same time, it almost seemed like that movie was mocking generic white basic
It's
women.
jokes,
Right.
But no. Anytime it's one thing to put try to look like the individual, but then when you feed into the stereotypes of the race and you try to make that as fact for
Right.
comedy or degrading purposes, that's where the issue comes in. I'm gonna bring in another cosplayer and another lovely lady. My host is finally finished eating. Sassy, why don't you weigh in a little bit on this subject? You take my.
Sassy, we need your opinion.
I love her.
Oh, what'd you get?
I got karaage chicken for anybody that doesn't know what that is. It is marinated chicken that is lightly breaded and then fried in like a sesame oil or something like that. It's really
Smells
good.
good.
So, what do you think about the cosplaying and blackface?
Cosplaying and blackface is definitely wrong. For some reason, it seems like people still keep reaching to try and like do things that are like, well, maybe. And sometimes in like certain instances, for instance, how you guys were just talking about like with the mask and everything like that, I could definitely see why some people might be like, well, maybe. But at this point, because of the fact of like how touchy of a subject it is, I would figure people would just keep themselves
stay
out of
away
hot
from
water.
it, yeah.
Yeah.
Not do it at all, because there's so many things to cosplay in the world. Even if you don't feel comfortable doing the character as another shade, just don't do it at all and pick
Something else.
No, and I'm like, you don't need to put black makeup or brown makeup on your face to make your character authentic.
Yeah, it's
To make
it's unnecessary.
Just
Right.
like the body
Like, or-
type doesn't have to be exact in order for you to meet up with the
exactly.
character.
You don't see black people going around changing their skin tone, and we all know who the hell they are. So
Exactly. Like, if we, like, you don't have to do it. It's not necessary, like, in any way. And if you feel as though you need to do it, you need to up your game because you're clearly not very good at what you do.
No. It's sad.
and that's really sad because cosplay really isn't that hard. It's pretty easy to convey a character.
Yeah.
I mean,
Just
technically Alice Angel is all white, but you still know who I am, even though my skin isn't painted solid white.
yeah, exactly.
So, just saying.
And the hair and little
Right.
accessories,
Yeah,
all
like,
of these things
really,
make
as
all
long
the
as
difference.
everything else is there for the character, you need absolutely no reason to color your skin to phone it home.
Right.
We know who you are.
Oh boy,
Is that an 8-ball?
Yes, it is. It's gonna answer all of the questions. Let me see that for a second. How should you do blackface? The answer
Is
is
it? No, it's not a. It's not an 8-ball.
Oh, it's a speaker. Okay.
Oh wow.
It looked
okay.
like an 8-ball. I'm sad now.
Yeah, I'm disappointed too. I thought I was gonna shake it and make a funny joke reference towards what we were talking about.
Right. Should
and
I
now
do
that whole
blackface?
thing is just like
No. Okay.
Right. Not sure. It's like womp womp, but it's not.
I'm disappointed now.
I am too. Next time, bring an 8-ball.
Yeah.
Answer not so sure.
We need our
How dare
hype
you
button
disappoint
too.
me. You
Yeah,
didn't
where's our
disappoint
hype
Yokai.
button?
Bad things happen when
couldn't
you
get into the
disappoint a
studio,
Yokai.
so-
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
We couldn't get into the studio to
Womp
get the
womp.
hype part.
It happens. But yeah. But it seems to be fairly, I wouldn't say it's unanimous, but the majority of people find that coloring your skin for cosplay to be wrong. So even if you disagree with that, if you don't want to put yourself in a weird
So
predicament.
can we say? I want to make the distinction though, to coloring it to be like an actual like black person wrong. I just bought a whole bunch of green body paint because I'm gonna do a She-Hulk cosplay.
Oh, that's fine.
Perfectly fine.
She-Hulk is an alien color, and as far as we know,
Right, it's not unnaturally occurring a color people.
Maybe in another universe, somewhere far,
Somewhere
far,
far
away,
away.
they're offended and looking like, wow, these people are just so disrespectful to our
But
kind.
now, if they come here and move in and are like, we need you to stop painting yourself green.
Yeah, like that we could make accommodations. Like, sorry, we didn't know.
Like,
Right?
this whole
You know,
time-
it's one thing to be naturally ignorant, but if, like in the case of this woman who's been told before,
Several
this is
times.
not okay.
Yeah.
Then
And
she's
like, I'm gonna-
she can't feign ignorance anymore.
Yeah, like,
she
I
has
do it again, I'm gonna do it again.
Girl, if you need that kind of attention, get a dog or a man.
Dog horror, man.
At this point, I just don't think she cares.
Yeah, probably not.
That kind of insensitivity just like speaks
And the thing is,
volumes, and it's so unfortunate because she's so talented.
yeah, but I feel like sometimes people just rather like have that negative energy in order for them to get recognized, because it lights and ignites so faster, much faster than like doing it the old-fashioned way. Because if you notice, when people have something that they want to complain about or that they dislike about something, they're way more likely to share it so that they can complain about it to other people.
I have noticed that because I think people have been fed the line that, you know, bad publicity is good publicity.
Exactly.
That
Well,
they
look at
just
the Catch Me Outside girl. As soon as she did her little shtick,
that was a thing.
everybody was on board for it. Yeah, so when you keep like showing the world that if you do this, like you're gonna get this response from it, it helps people like that keep doing what they're doing because they want to get there quickly, not slowly.
It's so hard to like bring awareness and not bring attention at the same time.
Yeah.
It's like a catch-22. Like, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. Because like I've had people like Momo-kun's trashy behavior I've talked about in the past, and I've had people like, well, if you keep talking about it, she's just gonna get more followers, and I'm like, I don't think it really is going to affect her positively or negatively in the sense that she's still going to have people who give her money, but it is a way to show the rest of the community, like, hey, this is not what we do. This is not okay.
Yeah. She needs to have her Instagram or whatever demonetized. Hit in her pocketbook, because that's the only way people
Her damn
listen.
Patreon that she's got barely gives anybody fucking reward. Like, why are you giving money to somebody who is not giving back to you?
Right.
By the way, I have a Patreon and I actually give people their rewards.
Yeah, good. Like, so instead, like, let's give some positive reinforcement to those who are doing the right thing and stop giving so much positive or negative feedback, but
Stop
still
giving her
feedback in
attention.
general and giving her the attention that she wants, because people like her and Bathwater Girl and everybody else are always going to be coming down in your pockets. And let me tell you something, average weeb of the day. Just because you keep dropping all of these funds in these people's bank accounts does not mean they're going to acknowledge you one day and actually breathe the same air that you're breathing. They just want your money.
I promise you, it doesn't matter how much money you give them. If you meet them in person and they're kind enough to give you a hug and you grope them, I assure you they're going to turn you in and you're not going to have a great time.
Yes.
Like, this all comes full circle. Like,
all of these things. Be a good human being. That's the moral.
It really is. Like, just don't be trash. Don't be curt.
That's not too much. You said
don't be a trash bag. Like, it's so easy.
Yeah, nobody
it costs literally $0 to be a decent human being.
I think the saddest part about that story, though, is she's obviously an amazing cosplayer.
It is. It's freaking disheartening. Like, I wish I was half as good as she is.
Yeah. Right.
At least I know I'm not going to be painting my skin anytime soon.
Unless it's some kind of colorful.
I was going to say,
I've been red, pink, gray, blue.
I'm going to be green for the first time, so... I'm
That'll be
excited.
fun.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
That'll be fun.
Yeah.
Are you back, trash bag?
No.
You're not back? Alright.
Oh, well, while we're on side topics, another side topic I want to bring up with you guys. If you ever happen to see me outside in public, for the love of God, please just say something to me first.
She did say that. She tried.
Yeah, I did that, but we do know that the modern citizen that's traveling on public transportation uses headphones or earbuds of some sort. So 9 times out of 10, they're in if they've never met you, and I never see your face because there's no profile picture. I might not know who you are and think you're just some rando person that's not talking to me. So I need you to make yourself known. I don't bite. I won't get upset that you tap me on the shoulder. I encourage people from my Facebook to actually say things to me out in public when they see me, because I want to actually communicate with you and get to know you as a person and a human being. But we can't have that interaction if you don't say anything to me and I just pop up and find out that you see me and I'm like, wow, what happened?
So, for those of you who don't know, Sassy had a close encounter, or someone had a close encounter with Sassy, and they said that they tried to like call her name, but Sassy has like the wireless earbuds in, and
Yes,
you can't see
as
them
you
in
can
her
see,
hair.
they're
So
just,
Sassy
like,
didn't hear this person
blend
call her
in.
name, so they snapped a picture of her and posted it in our Geek Honda fan page, and Sassy didn't know about it until me and Kurt told her like an hour later.
And I mean, I don't mind having pictures posted and stuff, but I want to be acknowledged about these things because it just scares me like a little teensy bit when I go find these things anonymously and I'm just like, what?
Wait, what? What just happened?
Very
Should I be
abrupt.
afraid?
Yeah, I don't want to be, and especially considering that I have somebody of 2 years. Yes, I know you're still there, calling my phone on a daily, frequent basis, trying to get whatever point that they're trying to get across. I'm sorry, whoever you are that I hurt. Let's put the past behind us.
You probably didn't even really hurt them. They probably
Just
it up.
Yeah, probably, but
They probably just got their feelings hurt, but it is what it is.
Right.
It really is, but nobody, I don't think anybody, I don't know, I just don't see that ever being learned how to be respected in this generation or any time coming. Like, I don't know what's going on. We need a whole new breed of people, like, just start all over. Start all over. That's why global warming is happening. Nothing seems to be stopping it, because we gotta, like, start over.
Mother Nature is like, I've had enough of your shit, get
All
out.
of you were trash bags.
I mean, if you stop me on the street when you see me, as long as, like, I'm probably going to give you, like, a shitty face, only because, like, that's my default face. I have resting bitch face. It's not anything personal. I'm probably going to give you the bitch face, but after you introduce yourself, I'm like, oh, shit, hi. We can take a selfie together.
Put the effort into the muscles in your face at that point.
Yeah,
I have resting bitch face too.
I'm just saying.
I promise I'm not mad.
Strong. But if you come up to me, we can take a selfie. I will be completely fine about it. Like,
I think stuff like that's really cool. I'm really excited to go be a guest at J1Con because I can't wait to meet all the people that are excited to see me there. Like, that's part of it.
keep your hands to yourself.
Yeah, just don't. I'm okay with hugs. Just don't take more than you should.
Exactly.
Right.
And like, just ask. Number one rule to all of these things is just ask, because sometimes asking can get you a lot further than you think. Sometimes that question that you think might be an absolute no might end up being an okay, I'm just glad you asked me first.
Yeah.
So just ask. And even if it's a no, it's not the end of the world.
No,
like,
it's
we're not gonna
just
hate
no. It's like, nah, sorry, I'm not into that.
Yeah, like
It's really not that big a deal. Like, I think a lot of people are afraid to ask, not because of the answer no, but because of how that person might react other than just saying no.
Yeah.
And for me, I've had like the craziest crap asked of me, and I trust me. It's not that deep. It's just no, and we go about just go about our day.
Yeah, we're all adults here.
Right. Ain't nobody got time to be acting all crazy and calling you out. I'm just gonna give you a firm no and go about my day.
Firm nose.
Yes.
I like how I can feel my halo just wobbling around.
Yeah, it's really that came out really good.
I'm pretty proud with it. I'm just glad that it's as sturdy as it is because I really wanted to make it to where it kind of had the illusion that it was floating like a halo. So I came up with like a wire structure. I'm actually going to go back and paint the headband. Obviously it's still going to be black, but I'm going to paint it just a matte acrylic. That way it blends in with the hair more. Because right now it's a little too shiny.
So what I'd like to do before we transition into our next segment, you mentioned J1Con, and
did.
that's awesome because we are going to be at J1Con also. Head Nerds in Charge is going to be at J1Con all weekend, so that's November 1st, 2nd, and the 3rd. We're going to be there. Friday is the free cosplay prom. Kurt is hosting. I'm coming in my own little cosplay finery. Really, I'm just doing it so I can show off during the twerk contest.
What are you gonna wear?
I'm coming as Catwoman, but I'm gonna slut it up.
I'm all for that. Slut prom 2019.
Just so you know, it's gonna be slutty.
I mean, it's not gonna be slutty. It's an all ages event, so I'm not gonna. It's an all ages event, so I'm not gonna be up there like booty butt naked. But I'm a shake a tail feather, might twerk a little something.
Wait. So there's gonna be kids at this after party?
No,
Not
the prom
at the
is
after
all.
party.
The prom is all ages. The after party is
18 plus.
Yeah, the after party is Saturday, so there's no.
I just want to make sure I did an adult after party.
So no, the after party is Saturday after the con, and it is 18 and up. So there's that. So if you come to the con right now, tickets are only $30 for a full weekend pass. That's the regular like GA general admission tickets. You can buy them online at j1.com. There's a cosplay contest, and you can win a trip to Jamaica.
Ooh, and who wouldn't want that?
Exactly.
Free vacation to Jamaica.
Right.
The winter months are coming, folks.
So, and if that's not enough to get you, if twerking and cosplay contests with trips to Jamaica aren't enough to bring you on in, that $30 price, we're also going to have Joshua Seth, who is a voice actor. He did Digimon and a couple other characters I don't recognize.
Let's see what we got. Where's he at?
And then there's the cosplay wrestling. That's my favorite part.
He's the voice.
Looking forward to that.
He's the voice of Tetsuo from Akira.
Okay.
He's also in Cyborg 009. I think that's 009 that he plays. Mm-hmm. He also plays a character in Wolf's Rain, whose name I can't remember.
Right.
And the other two characters I don't recognize.
Okay. But you can always go pull them up
on
the website.
They're on the website.
Right. So we're also going to be having Christopher Kamen Lee and Justin Nemo. They are from Power Rangers.
Yup.
Power Rangers in Space. There's going to be the Blackfinity Gauntlet, which we are going to be on. We're on the panel for that. That's Saturday and Sunday. I talked about the cosplay prom. Bonsai Pop YouTube and streamer is going to be there. The Paladins of Cosplay are going to be coming. We're having who's the DJ? The DJ.
Excuse me, I do not remember the DJ.
We have some really good DJ.
I'm never awake that late, so I hardly ever pay attention to musical guests. I'm sorry.
Well, we do. We're going to have live music and stuff like that. So we will be there at J1Con. Tickets are only $30. Come out, ask for a hug. You will definitely get one from us. And, yeah. So that'll be awesome. I think.
We're gonna swap places so you guys can get another interview. So side note, follow me at Trixel Cosplay.
Yes.
And I'll see you guys on future shows.
See, Trix will also be at J1. Come and stop by her table, pick up a photo, stuff like that. And now we are having our lovely Scarlet Rose and Amy here from Gamers Heaven sliding in. What's up, ladies?
Hello.
Hi. So I know you are Amy.
I'm Amy.
And you are Scarlet Rose.
Yes, I'm a professional cosplayer.
You're a professional. Oh, excuse the shit out of me.
I'm the social media marketing manager here at Gamers Heaven, and then Scarlett is actually our brand ambassador. So you're cutting yourself a little too.
Sorry.
Yes, you're a brand ambassador.
And you're a mermaid.
I am.
I know, I'm kind of loving that.
Yeah, so apart from like cosplaying and being like a blogger on the show here, I pole dance. And my stage name is the Mocha Mermaid.
Oh, I like that.
Oh, that's cool.
Also, it sounds like something like yummy.
Yeah, doesn't
like a Starbucks.
It sounds like a Starbucks drink.
Yeah.
Like a frappe.
I like that.
Like a mermaid.
I'm not just a snack. I'm the whole meal, baby.
Hey.
Yes. So, but enough about me. Tell me about you guys. Tell me about FanFest. Thank you so much for having us, guys. I really appreciate that. This is my first time here, and I thought it was going to be like, I don't know. I thought it was gonna be like weird, but it's actually like very chill, nice little calm atmosphere.
It's super chill.
Y'all don't have no weird dark spots on the rugs and no sticky corners and.
I'm gonna be really honest. So, along with the stuff that I do, I actually get to travel to other game stores, and I'm gonna be dead honest. I will go into their bathrooms. I'm judging everything, and I will say I have yet to go into a bathroom that meets our standards here.
So I want to say you guys' bathrooms are phenomenal because I went, but I want to say I've been to other places and like where the gamers kind of hang out, it's always dark. It smells weird. Like there's odd sounds coming from out of there.
There's odd sounds.
There's none of that here.
We have a smell policy.
It's nice and bright. It's well lit.
This is true.
We are painting the ceiling black though.
Oh god.
But notice if you, I know you guys can't see, but if you look up, this is the old tiles from the previous, and they're not the best.
Right.
But the paint job over there, I was against it at first, but I'm looking at it, I'm like,
no, it looks really nice.
Yeah.
I like it. I think it looks sleek.
Right.
In this case, it looks good.
So how long have you guys been here at Gamers Heaven?
Gamers Heaven was established 4 years ago in a different location. This is our third location because we've had to expand and grow each time.
Okay.
We were just down the strip last year in August, and we moved here. So we've been here for a year.
Has it been a year already?
It's been a year.
Jeez. Time flies.
It is. It's great. We've gotten bigger. We've grown, and some of the stuff that you were saying, like most game lounges are dark and dingy. We definitely don't want that.
Right.
Yeah. I see that. I'm like, no. And it's out. I feel bad right now because there's actually amenities usually in the bathrooms, and we're out right now.
You wouldn't even know though, because there's still a whole bunch in there, and I was like, look at all this fabulous stuff.
So,
I think it's awesome.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So, see you later.
Bye, guys.
This is our first year for the Fan Fest. We wanted to throw something that was like, Gamers Heaven has always been like an open space for fans of all kinds. But we were toying with an idea of like a con away from like your con away from con, like a home. And we wanted a festival just to start that ball rolling, and it's the Fan Festival. We realized we're throwing it for everyone. We want to invite everyone, and we want to give people the opportunity to come out and try to play games they may not necessarily ever get a chance to. We had representatives from almost every game that is popular in the store. There was Magic. We had decks available for free. There's the Final Fantasy card game, which is they're sitting there playing. We have actually national and world's players at that table, or contenders. Is that the name?
Players, contenders,
yeah.
competitors,
yes.
competitors.
At that table, we had.
Girl, I don't know either. So whatever y'all say,
we're like
okay.
Verbs, words,
that was
vocabulary.
Me when I first
it's
started
fine.
playing here. They were like, we play card games, and I'm like, cool. I like Monopoly Deal.
I mean, it's a tabletop game, right?
I mean, I like D&D. I'm trying to get on the campaign, but I don't have the time. Like, I'm so busy.
Yeah, that time thing.
I think there was a joke. Big Bang Theory. You know it was fake because nobody was going to arrive at that D&D game all at once.
Right.
True story.
And I had the chance to meet Scarlet Rose at. What convention was that? We won't name the convention.
Yes, I know the name. I won't say it.
It's like 2 years ago.
It was a convention in PA.
It was a convention in PA
We'll put it
2 years
that way.
ago, and we kept in touch. and I was speaking with Andrews, the owner, and we were talking, and I'm like, you know what? I have someone I want you to meet. I think she could be really well as our brand ambassador. And that's how she came into the picture.
Right. Me.
Yeah. So, gorgeous girl is a brand ambassador for a gaming lounge. So, how do you?
How?
So, tell me about yourself and how you, and kind of like how you feel about being the brand ambassador here. What do you like? Do you game at all?
I have been gaming since I was 4. My mom actually got me into it. I started on a Sega Master System, like playing with it as a kid. Yeah, I know, old school, super old school. If I got a happy face in kindergarten, my mom would play video games with me for an hour. So she kind of got me addicted. It's her fault.
My mom can't even play Dr. Mario.
My mom still tries to play. So I've been gaming my whole life. I've been a nerd my whole life. I've been into fandoms my whole life. So I got into cosplay by accident. As you do, you're just like, oops, I fell into this. So I got into cosplay by accident about 15 years ago, and everything kind of snowballed from there. It became like, oh, you should just make a page, and I was like, okay, and that blew up, and oh, you should go to this con, okay, that blew up. So then we were working that con together, and I couldn't get into my armor, and Amy right here was like, oh, do you need help? And I was like, I do. And that's kind of how that happened. But being the brand ambassador here is awesome. Okay. I love it here because this place has a completely different feel than any other place that I've ever gone to. It's very homey. It's homey, but it's also comfortable and sleek and clean. I love the clean part. Right. Let's talk clean.
It's not like important. Your homeboy's house where his couch got that weird stain on the end.
Yeah. So
we threw that one out.
We're just gonna push this one off in the corner. No one's gonna see that. Thank you. No, I love it. I think it's awesome.
So for the people who don't know, tell them what a brand ambassador is. Like, what do you do for Gamers Heaven?
I guess, how would you describe it? Not like I'm kind of a face for it, but I'm not the face of it. Like I'm like a marketing, external marketing.
She's literally like our ambassador if she were to go to, Japan. We send her. We don't actually send her to Japan, but
that'd be cool. But
when she goes to different places,
y'all not that big yet to be sending people to Japan.
Yeah, like when we're going to Japan, like we're gonna go to Japan.
Right.
Yeah. But it's when she goes to places, she's our ambassador outside.
So I know what one is like in terms of like clothing. Also, you wear the clothes, you take pictures, you tell people how great it is. Like
it's marketing. Right. I'm walking marketing for the store basically, and
it don't hurt that you're gorgeous and everything.
I'm over here. I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm just a potato. I'm not pretty.
I do the same thing when I'm not pole dancing. I'm like, what? Don't look at me when I get on stage. I tell people I'm like, I'm the baddest bitch for like I'm the baddest bitch alive for that 3 minutes.
They think we look like that when we're gaming too. Like I'm sitting there in full costume and makeup, like playing Final Fantasy, and I'm like, I'm in a sweatshirt.
Right.
I'm not doing any of that stuff.
Yeah, no. When I'm practicing, I'm like in like some weird ear-fitting like tank top and like shorts that probably are like rolled up on one side and rolled down on the other. Not glamorous. I've got grip everywhere.
It's like our legit IRL mode. It's like enjoy.
Right.
This costs extra. This is IRL mode.
When she says she's a potato, I think she means it in another way. Because when I say I'm a potato, I'm vodka. That is who I am as a potato.
I love that. I'm vodka.
I'm here for it.
I'm liquid. I'm vodka. Thank you.
Right.
That's potatoing. That's potatoing is vodka on the couch, just like doing nothing.
They've never
like
seen
those cat memes.
They've never seen me at a party that late.
No, I don't think I have.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't. That's a disappointment. We have to fix that.
It's also very fun.
Right. So do you find that being a brand ambassador and a cosplayer like kind of go hand in hand, or do you have to like switch modes for one versus the other?
They kind of go hand in hand. Sometimes it's nice because if you're at the same convention, which we will be for J1Con actually, it's kind of nice because we can cross promote each other.
Okay.
So that's kind of.
I think
it's helpful.
I have to go to the bathroom. Please send someone over.
Right.
That's always helpful. I think it goes hand in hand, in different ways. So
what's your favorite cosplay?
Oh gosh. my favorite right now. Oh God. I mean, I love doing cosplays that are based off of things that I kind of twist and add armor to.
Okay.
But like my favorite one right now is probably still Wonder Woman. I still love doing Wonder Woman because that one was a big one for me that I did a lot of in Florida. I get asked to do Tifa mainly, but I still like, you know what? It's still probably Drogo.
Yeah.
I worked really hard on that. I did a female Khal Drogo, and
Nice.
I hand stitched. It was
I love
all
the gender bent cosplays. Like,
Yeah.
I personally I love like dressing up kind of like as male characters. I love it. I'm like,
It's fun. I don't know. I feel
I've
like
got titties now.
Yeah. Well,
this character has titties now.
that one was
I'm
just
here.
so much work. I decided to be like super legit, so I used animal skin and fur and hand stitched the entire thing.
Get out.
So yeah, it took me a long
Dedication.
time. My hands were like burning, but I was like, this is worth it. It's all worth it. I got this. So
I like your Viking Snow White.
my Viking Snow White, that's my new one. That's the one that I was like, I'm never hand stitching anything ever again after that ball gown. And then I was like, haha, I'm hand stitching everything all again. So yeah, I did a Viking Snow that kind of looked like Drogo, but it was like Snow White, and I used a bullwhip, which was fun. I can use a bullwhip.
So Amy, are you gonna cosplay or? You're just gonna...
So what you guys may not know is I work at the Pennsylvania Renaissance Fair as well.
We're going there. We're going there.
We should have been there today, but we were here, which was nice. I actually work at a shop there called Dress Your Dreams, and I sew there for my own stuff, and I make a lot of Viking outfits. Someone's gonna be wearing some of that stuff soon.
Thanks.
You be excited. Yeah. So when she talks about hand stitching, I'm like, ha, I ain't doing that shit.
Yeah, she'll be like, you're an idiot, machine.
I have a huge leather. It's a industrial sewing machine. So if I have to sew leather, it's like butter.
Yeah.
It's right on through.
My grandma, who was a seamstress for like a long time, she had like the tabletop sewing machine. So like it was attached to the table. You would like flip it up.
I couldn't do that nowadays. I've got 3 different ones. I've got an embroidery one. I've got the heavy duty industrial, and then I have an interlock one.
Okay.
Like my boss, she is older than me. She's just like, I don't know why you need that 3rd one, and I'm just like, vroom, I'm finished. It's done. She's like, but you have to stitch, and I'm like,
no, you don't. No, let it go. Nice. Incorrect.
Okay. So do you have like a social media presence? You guys have one for, I know you have the Facebook page, which I tagged in my post. So if you follow me on social media at Teffy Wonder, and then my Facebook page is Teffy Wonder, the Mocha Mermaid. And you guys,
Gamers have it.
Yes.
On everything, it's Gamers have it.
So it's not Gamers have it dash Phoenixville for your Facebook?
For Facebook, when you do it, it will be Phoenixville. That'll be the one that comes up.
Okay.
Gamers have it. Apparently, the tag is actually like taken by some weird store in Kansas. And so, like the actual Gamers
Not
Heaven,
Kansas.
not Kansas.
Right.
Gamers Heaven LPX Studios. LPX Studios is the parent company.
Okay.
I think.
And what about you?
So my name was taken on a couple of them. I'm under Scarlet Rose, but on Instagram it's Lady Scarlet Rose, and then on Twitter it's Lady Scarlet Rose, but the Rose is RSE. And then Facebook is It's Scarlet Rose, because everyone just wanted to take my name, but I guess it's kind of common, so it's okay.
We have her tagged, and then once I see you, I'm gonna tag you. So
Everything, as long as you can find one of them, usually like people have Linktree, and you can find everything else that way. So
unlike our Linktree, which Kurt hasn't put any of my social media
Did I
on.
start a thing?
Kurt
I did
doesn't.
something.
No, it's fine because people frequently remind me that I'm like the redheaded stepchild of HNIC.
But she has mermaid skirts.
No, but like
not cool.
They don't have any of my pictures up. My name's not on the banner. My social media is not on the Linktree. But I come every week anyway. But I come every week anyway.
Do you need some new? Do you need new images? Do you need new images?
Had a whole photo shoot.
I mean, I can't do the photo shoot, but if you get me the images, then.
Don't talk to me. Talk to me.
She's like, excuse me. We're talking off camera.
I'm just saying, even my mom was like, damn, where your picture at?
Aww.
So
Mom's mad. You gotta fix that.
Hey, laughing at the original picture.
When you add new people, you gotta get new pictures.
Just do that, like cut and paste it out and like photocopy it.
you would
Here
think.
you go.
You would think.
That's always one day he's getting fired.
That's what he says, but I'm not going nowhere. He need me. Who drove today?
Just in case you didn't hear, he whispered, "It's true."
Right.
Making sure that everyone heard that. and
It's on
been
record
acknowledged.
now. It's out in the Digi universe.
Yes.
Can't come back.
So tell me about how the Fan Fest kind of like came about, and I think it's kind of like a nice success. We got people still coming in, like it's 8:30, but I still see people are still like filing in little by little. Like this place actually getting a little full now.
I was kind of scared. This morning when I got here, I was a little nervous. This is our first one, and as things go, you don't really expect your first event to maybe be that popular. Sometimes it's a hit or miss.
Right.
That's
You was
normal.
hoping you wouldn't bomb.
And you know what? I haven't, so
It was slow to start, I would say, because even when we got here, like, we got here later than we expected, we were still like, where are people at? But it's popping now, so if you guys are in the Phoenixville area, definitely stop on down. But tell us, like, how you guys came up with this, like, idea and the concept and, like,
That's
bringing
all
it
you.
all
yeah,
about.
we wanted to throw the festival. And then they were like, Amy, you've done this before. So I used to be the director of communications for Katsuko.
Okay.
And
Ooh, legit credentials, all right.
got some credentials.
Name dropping.
Exactly.
So I took everything I learned from there, and I was like, we wanted to do an event, but we wanted to do something that people would respond to. And it was like, we should throw a one-day convention. We just invite everyone, make it free, make it a festival for the fans. Because Andrew talks a lot about like making sure that the fans are comfortable here, that the people who are coming in can play and relax and just be themselves, and in an environment that they can. Oh my gosh, you guys brought the balls!
The best part is they can't see what she's talking about right now, so it's just like there's balls off camera. We don't know what they are.
They're drinking guanana.
Oh, guanana ball!
Yes, they're drinking the energy drink
Balls
in the
is
original,
delicious.
in the original glass bottles that is ribbed for your pleasure.
So now that we just threw out there that we're like, oh my God, there's balls. Like we've never seen that before. So it's huge in
and I'm
South
looking
Florida.
like, I don't see no balls.
No, see those blue glasses right there?
Oh, okay.
So it's huge in South Florida. That drink is like, I know people like energy drinks, but that, I wrote a 6-page essay in 30 minutes while running laps up and down the hallway in college.
I lived in
You see
Brazil,
sounds.
which is how I knew what that was, because it's a drink in Brazil. It's guanana.
Guanana fruit.
And there's a soda, it's quat, and I missed it. And
I wonder where they got their balls.
I wonder where they
I
got
love
their
how we have to talk about this. It's BAWLS.
Yes, yes.
I mean,
But like,
Kurt makes a dick joke almost like every half hour. So like,
The best part is
it's
we're not
fine.
even trying. We're just like, look, there's balls on the table.
Yeah.
Oh, look,
I mean,
balls,
it's
ribbed
actually
balls.
called balls.
oh my
so
God.
It is.
You know what? We should get more balls because
you
they
need
can,
to bring
we
a
can
bottle
have
of balls
nudes
to
and balls.
the table.
Darius.
Nudes and balls.
Nudes and balls.
Darius is over there. We're not talking to ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ramen and guanana.
Pushed over here.
Because Darius, this is Darius. Darius is going to get our
He
nudes
does
and
the
balls.
inventory. He does our
He
shopping.
buys the
They
nudes
just
and balls.
came up with a new event. We're gonna have nudes and balls night.
I wanted to do nude
noodles
with just bowls of nudes.
I like this.
Glass bottles of balls.
Let's get Andrew over here. Andrew,
so
Yeah, right.
nudes.
right there.
Can we ask? He liked my nude fest idea.
Yeah, Nude Fest.
NOOD
Andrew.
He can't hear you. He's so far away.
Exactly. Nudes and balls.
Nudes and balls fest.
But it's gonna be NOODS.
Yeah.
Nudes.
I have a that's like my favorite tank top. It says
I'm gonna
send me
make it. It's gonna
nudes
be
and
nudes
it's a
and
bowl of
balls.
ramen.
Yes.
We have a great idea. We're gonna make a nudes and balls night.
Look at his face.
Nudes and balls.
I wish they could see his face. He's like, what? Yes, thank you, sir.
See, he's figuring it out now. Like you can see in his face, he's figuring it out.
We
Balls.
got ramen and guanana.
Ball. Nudes balls.
I'm not on any.
There's balls right there. Jeez. They're over there like, we're never coming back to this establishment. They're
perfect.
talking about our balls.
No, if anything, they're gonna be here more often.
Because
We
we're gonna have
to
balls.
kick them out.
Honestly, the fact that we can literally stop everything we're doing in and he's running with it now. But like the
There
fact
he
that we
goes.
can stop what we're doing, everyone has stopped playing now and is discussing this.
Yeah.
That is what it's.
Yes.
Andrew,
See, you heard it here first. HNIC, nudes and balls at Gamers Heaven, Phoenixville.
Oh my God, that would
We're
be
gonna be
amazing.
back. I like nudes. I like balls.
Can we make a shirt of that? Just like eating
Nudes
ramen
and
with the.
balls.
You still need to make that shirt.
I'm excited for this graphic that's gonna come out. It's gonna be 2 round bowls of ramen,
Nudes
and then a nice little bottle of balls.
You know what? Since we
It'll
started
be
putting,
awesome because it'll be like a nice little play on words.
Yeah.
since we started putting dumplings in, I could just have ramen with dumplings. 2 of them.
Hey. Ayo.
And a bottle of balls.
And a bottle of balls.
See,
This
look,
should be a meal plan.
y'all gonna have to hire me. See, now I'm coming
Like,
up with concepts.
This is gonna be like
art.
what do you even call that for like a meal? Like it's like a
X-rated.
duo platter, X-rated.
X-rated.
Show me your nudes platter.
Yeah.
Extra X-rated is with the dumplings.
Yes. Yes.
This is great. I love this. It's the secret menu, guys.
So now
Yes.
that we've
I love
totally
it.
gone off the
It's a Starbucks
rails.
secret menu. It's
Yeah,
okay.
like
we do this a lot.
now that we've totally gone off the rails, back to
Oh, no.
fan.
So what it was is I used everything I knew from Katsucon. Andrew has
Right back
always-
on track.
We want to try to throw something for the community, and this is what we came up with. And I think we wanted to make sure like it resonated, and we
Right.
wanted to make sure we invited all of our friends. As you all are our friends, made sure you guys were one of the first people both of you actually were one of the first people I contacted. I was like, hey, you want to come do this thing? Why
Yeah.
aren't you talking to me? But we
Because you
we
typed
had-
it on the computer.
I did. I like that.
Really, it's like, did you want to come do this thing?
Come do this
But-
stuff.
At the time, I have severe carpal tunnel.
Oh,
And I was
wow.
just like, I gotta start typing here like this.
Yeah.
You can't type down, you gotta type up. We had a streamer here earlier who's representing Twitch, and everything you want to know about streaming, you could go and ask. A whole Smash tournament where they were raising money to go send one of their teammates to California.
Nice.
So we
That's
just
cool.
made sure that they could do events for their own community. And that's really where this came about, really how we planned it. And I think it was a success.
I think so too.
For a first time event. And then I was talking to Curtis, and we're making plans for our next year, for the next event. And then Darius went ahead and was just like, why not do it 4 times a year? And we're like, oh shit. Why you always gotta make us do work, Darius?
Right? Make it more intense.
So it's gonna be Nudes and Balls Fest 2020.
Nudes and Balls Fest. Yo, you
Balls
even
Fest.
spelled it right.
I love that.
Yes. Thank you.
I'm sorry.
Nudes and Balls Fest. I love it. But we will have delicious food and drink.
I'm always gonna have the worst
With puns.
sound bites.
Say, I had the dumplings. They were quite good, actually.
Nudes and Balls Fest.
I just realized, side note, personally, I'm always gonna be that one with the worst sound bites, nudes and balls. I was playing a pirate game. I was playing Sea of Thieves, and I caught we were playing, and I was like, oh, there's no crabs. I was like, I got crabs. Someone clipped it. That is now
course
when I go to their stream and I say hello, it automatically is my voice saying, I got crabs.
I mean, that's
That's awesome.
I will say that
terrible awesome.
that is worse than that is worse than my last D&D game. We were doing a Star Wars campaign, and they were like, out in space you can't shower, and I was like, well, can I have wet ones? And I was supposed to be an assassin. They're like, bitch, what kind of assassin carries wet ones? And I stood up and I went, ninja wet ones then. Just really.
Oh my god.
Just
I have the
because-
weirdest visual now.
I know. No, and I was a tweet.
It's like I'm a dirty assassin. I gotta fix this. Excuse me.
You can't be leaving no evidence behind. I clean up after myself.
Can you imagine an assassin running and be like, hold on, squeegee, gotta fix this.
That's
Gotta
Ranma.
wipe
That's Ranma right there. Just walking by with a squeegee behind.
That's
I love how off topic. We're just like we're like on topic and oh no, here we go.
I mean, it's fine. It's totally
It's all
fine.
good.
It's
It's
not
fun.
like we don't do this on our show every Wednesday night at 10 on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. We quite frequently go off the rails a little bit here.
That's
so
awesome.
tell me, like, so what's going on now? I know that the Fan Fest lasts until 11, so we still have games going on here at these tables. I don't really see a lot of people over there on the
It looks like the
PCs.
Smash kind of stopped for a while. I think they just went out to eat or do something. One of the organizers has to get back to his wife. She's pregnant.
Aww, little baby Weebo.
They had a pretty solid day though.
Yeah.
But so right now, all that's going on is that if you wanted to go play, if you wanted to learn how to play something, you just go interrupt any one of these guys. If you can't do that, you just let me know because I can totally interrupt all of them.
Yeah.
She has the right to
He's a
interrupt.
muscle.
It's so when people so
a gift.
the
That's
one
what it
thing I
is.
will say is that we are outnumbered here. It is such a nice thing to see ladies in gaming.
Right.
I know that that's a hot topic,
Agreed.
but ladies in gaming, when you go into a lot of game stores, we're outnumbered.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you have to be able to like go and interrupt and inject yourself into that. You never and most of the people you don't realize most of the guys.
I find that like that's a lot in business in general. Like to be a woman in any field, like I do IT, so like
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
So you have to be able to actually, excuse me, hi, and be able to like get in there and get your point across. So
Yeah.
I will say, like, if you guys are like you want to come down, if maybe you might be feeling like a little intimidated, like it's very chill here. It's like it's a very cool atmosphere. You can get your ladies here, Scarlett, Rose, and Amy. They'll definitely come and like.
She's a lot less intimidating than I am.
I'm not in my armor and I don't have my war paint on, so I guess I'm more approachable or something.
It's fine. I have severe bitch face, and people still think it's perfectly fine to roll up on me. So, and my bitch face is severe. Like, if I turn it on, people are like, "Oh, excuse, yeah." But you're still here, though.
I read something like, "I'm a lady giant." So when like if people are bothering you, you just come up to me because I'll be like, "Hello, little one. Do you need help?" I think that's as a lady giant. That's my
Like, can I just pick you up and like transplant you somewhere else where you're not in other people's way? Like, so.
Oh, okay. So we're wrapping it up.
So
Are we not supposed to say that?
You're not. We're not supposed to say that. I'm just
I just
trying
said
to keep the conversation going.
It's all good.
So apart from games and delicious ramen and lovely balls that you guys hear, what else do you offer here in case that all of this awesomeness is not enough to get you down?
We have top of the line PCs.
Okay.
We've got all of the game consoles. We have the past console. Okay, we even have an Atari, but you have to set up a reservation to get that from Andrew's basement. We've got VR sets, two of them, I believe.
Oh, that's where I'm about to go. I'm about to go get on the VR set.
VR sets. It does. It requires a reservation, and it's not set up right now. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Beat Saber could have been a thing.
Beat Saber's awesome.
Mermaid Beat Saber could have been a thing.
We need to set up like a Beat Saber thing where everybody's in costume and does it.
Yeah.
So
'Cause I
at
did
J1
that one time. That
they're
was
gonna
awesome.
have that. I think too. I think they're gonna have the Beat Saber VR at J1.
Oh,
And
nice.
Andrew
Yeah.
went so far, we want to paint that entire room a lovely color puke green
Oh,
so that you can be immersed in the Beat Saber. And
Nice.
yeah, Gorn's a thing.
All right, so you guys have Beat Saber, PC, tabletop gaming, consoles. We had movies up earlier for like the kiddos.
A
And-
private room as well.
Right.
Today we're using the private room for all of you guys.
Okay, yes, which we appreciate because we had to have a nap thingy. So, but thank you, ladies, so much. We really appreciate that. Come on down to Gamers Heaven. We're gonna be here rocking and rolling for a little bit while longer. The fan culture festival is until 11, and we're gonna see you guys at J1, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So you gotta bring a cosplay because you know the contest is the prize for the contest is a trip to Jamaica.
Yeah,
No.
I
I'm
can't
not allowed to
participate.
enter.
I know. I was like, I'm a guest, so. But you can come see my prints and all my other stuff and all their cool things at their table. So.
Sell your wares, ladies.
Yes.
So
Because she has wares.
Because
Get
like
coin.
I've never participated in a competition before, but I've been sewing for like 30 some years.
You should just show up and do it. Wear a wig, no one will know.
Oh yes.
thank you guys again so much. I
Thank
really
you.
appreciate it. And I'm sure we'll see you guys floating around later.
We float.
Yes.
We do.
We all float down here.
Nudes.
Nudes and balls. Okay, great. This is great.
Hashtag nudes and balls 2020.
Oh Jesus, that was hilarious.
Sass.
I couldn't stop laughing at that over on the side. Well,
All right. Welcome back, ma'am.
it is nice to be back.
Yes.
So, I am back to speak on the topic of the week for me. Is the introduction of a new Sesame Street character that goes by the name of Carly.
Oh.
And Carly is struggling with having a parent who is a recovering opioid addict. So, when you look at this Muppet, the first thing you can see is that she is kind of like, seems like she's under some kind of distress.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently, this is only on their the online episodes that you stream.
Yeah, on HBO.
And from HBO, yeah. So it's not on their
So they're not gonna.
PBS
So they're not
station.
gonna put this episode on live.
Yeah, so it's not gonna be on their live like PBS station because I'm assuming they're taking it in a. Look, you just pop up out of nowhere.
Like a genie. I'm too big to be stealthy like this.
No, like the N word, like I want to say, but I'm not going to say
N-word.
that on here.
Nigerians? Niggas?
Yes, because they just interrupt people inappropriately at
Neguses?
inappropriate times.
Neguses.
Yeah, those.
N-E-G-U-S.
That's what we're gonna
Negus.
call them.
That's what we call each other. My negus.
Oh my God, I can't stand you.
It's better than Niglet. I
You
guess.
can take the most
No,
serious
niglet
of moments
is, no, look, there's enough niglets in the world.
and just turn and flip the whole scenario.
I'm
We're
sorry,
trying to be
Sassy.
in our thoughtful mind
Can I-
states right now
Yeah,
about what's
so,
being talked about,
Actually,
sir.
wait, real fast. My son was like, "Hello, mommy. Hi, Hannibal. Hi, baby."
Oh,
Wait, your son watching?
So he was. He looked up at his dad's phone and was
Aw.
like, "Mommy, hello, mommy."
Pay attention to me.
Baby, right.
I miss you. Hurry up and come home. Where have you been
You're
all
like,
day?
how long you gonna be with them dusty neguses?
I'm gonna be with him all day. We're going to Amalgam tomorrow to paint pumpkins.
Oh,
Yeah.
that sounds so
Amalgam, isn't that the place where it's black owned, right?
Yes.
In Philadelphia?
Yeah, so that's the female and black-owned comic book shop in North Philadelphia. We were there about 2 months ago for the women's podcast festival.
Yeah.
So we were there. They're having an event tomorrow where you can paint pumpkins from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. It's only $5, so I was like, I got $5 for that.
Oh, that's so cute.
That's adorable.
Yeah.
So make sure you take pictures of the pumpkins.
I will.
And the babies.
Yeah.
And the big, but yeah, if you want to. I
Yeah,
know
'cause
sometimes people
sometimes you don't
want
wanna
their
post your
kids.
kids.
Yeah, I'm funny about posting myself on my
no, there's too many weirdos out here.
So,
There's like random chickens still here.
are you just going
Random chicken. You
just
mean
gonna
my
eat?
chicken?
That's your chicken?
Yes, that's my
That's her
chicken.
karage chicken.
Yes.
It's still random to
Luckily
me.
for you, I'm full anyway, so I don't care.
You can't leave chicken around neguses.
Anyway, so we was talking about the Sesame Street character.
Oh, we was
Yes,
serious.
her name is Carly.
Carly, who has a parent who's suffering from an opioid addiction.
They're
It's
from Kensington.
They never specifically.
they not no
Wherever-
Kensington, opioids is too rich for the people in Kensington. That's what happens when they make their little fall.
Got you there in Collindale.
Yeah, but we got a lot of them too, though, because I mean, that's literally what the clinic that I work for supports, and people also who do have opioid addictions and are recovering, and they need that medication, or they call it like an MAT program, to where they get rehabilitated. Is really great, and there's a lot of people making a big turnaround, but there's a lot of issues and problems that comes with it, and the people around you, especially your loved ones, and if you are someone who has children, they're suffering from the results of all of this too. And it's a subject that while I feel is important to touch on so that they know how to deal with those feelings and things that might come about and feel like someone's listening or there to
Right.
relate with them.
Right.
Yeah, because that's a difficult situation
But
for a kid.
people kind of popped off on your Facebook like when you talked about it.
Yes, they did. It was very upsetting. And the main thing that I got hit with the most, and that always disappoints me, is the whole, oh, you wouldn't understand because you're not a parent.
So let's back it up before we not a parent thing. What exactly was said? Like, what was the actual like problem with?
Because you had, and I'm just catching up because I apologize. I was off camera trying to get my life together.
Mm-hmm.
You had just so I understand, I don't mean to interrupt, but there was a situation where you got into a back and forth with somebody about this subject. Thank you, Darren.
So, the back and forth about it was really in correlation of me making a statement about far as my upbringing and how I was raised. So my mom, as anybody who knows me, has always been straightforward and blunt with me for the most part about a lot of the real world subjects to help me avoid getting entangled in things, because she just labeled them as being grown folk business the whole time and never really showed me how to properly manage or handle these things when they come about. And it helped me. I made a list of all of the things that helped me to avoid in life. Now, this was misinterpreted as me saying, because of the fact that I feel like from this person having some of those things in correlation with their lives and children and things of that sort, that they took it the wrong way and assumed that I was throwing a shot. And that doesn't necessarily all the time mean just because you're educating your kid on these things that it's going to work out in your favor. But it's better to take the shot of trying to introduce these things than to throw it on a back burner and say they're too young, because in other countries, like, people's children are a lot more advanced than ours, because we want to shelter them in this bubble of ignorance because we want them to stay innocent. And I get that, but in today's society, there's no room to hold on to that anymore, unfortunately. Or at least not in that manner. There's ways to do it, but
yeah, I was about to say, I don't think that that's necessarily true.
Yeah.
You can definitely,
there's a way to appropriately do it.
Right. No.
Well, you know me, I always got to play devil's advocate.
I know.
No, why do y'all always look up in the air? Ain't nobody up there. Because I like the.
That's our this Negro face.
This niggas. The reason why I present it is because some people think it and they want to hear your responses to what they said, but they can't say it, or they won't put it in the chat.
Yeah.
Sassy, I let me just start by saying Kurt agrees with you.
Okay.
All right, let me preface that because I do agree with you. I agree with your points. I think at a certain point, something becomes such a big problem that I'd rather start young when they're not ready for it, so they'll be prepared with the information when it does happen, than to have to counteract it after the fact.
Yeah, they might have to use one Narcan pen on you or something if that's
before it becomes a problem.
Right.
That's why if you demysticize certain things, it doesn't.
Demystify.
What I say, mysticize? That sounds about right. just like this chicken.
Oh my God.
But what I'm saying is, this is good.
Oh, Jesus, you're welcome.
What do you say to people who say, what about letting children be children?
Letting children be children. So what do you mean?
Like exposing a child to adult situations and scenarios too young is detrimental.
So yeah, I feel like that was kind of like the way I was raised, like stay in a child's place. It's like you don't want to, because my mom would always be like, trust me, you don't want these grown people problems.
And I definitely get that, but once again, as I mentioned, I'm a child that came from a blunt upbringing, and the thing is, it never took away from me being able to do the things that I needed to do as a child, or like far as when I was interacting with other children, like we had any issues because of it, or it stopped me from living my life. If anything, it caused for a lot of answers and to help me from having bad things happen to me that could have happened because I wouldn't have known known
Yeah,
what to do.
unlike some other people on our friends list on Facebook who think sheltering their children from every tiny little thing.
And then what happens? 9 times out of 10 of those children who get overly sheltered and have
Those
to
are the
get
children who
forced to
get
do
kidnapped
stuff
because
that
they don't recognize
yeah,
danger.
they don't get how to interact sometimes because of the fact that they've been cut off early on doing everything. And then by the time when they get old enough, because at some point they're going to rebel because teenagers get curious and they want to figure things out. That's when they're learning themselves.
Right.
And for you to be learning yourself and to not have any kind of positive like feedback on what to do and what not to do or information being given, that's like that's a wildfire waiting to happen because they're gonna do it, but now they're gonna do it ignorantly.
My thing though is this Muppet look like a crackhead.
Well, first of all,
Stop.
opioid addiction and cracker are
But
two
look like a
different
crackhead.
things.
It does
And
not.
as I mentioned earlier, but you weren't here for that part, is
She
that
look
she
dusty.
looks like she is going through some trauma
Look,
herself
you see
along
the
the
dark
road of
circles
this
around the
journey.
eyes?
Oh my God.
They all have
ain't got
fur
no
around their
edges.
Elmo has fur
She
around his
is a
eyeballs.
monster.
Zoe has fur around
Yeah,
her
she got a monster
eyeballs.
addiction. That's
Oh
what's
my
wrong
God.
with her.
Oh my
Please
God,
stop.
Kurt.
You're
I'm
the
just
worst.
saying, no, I'm just saying, where her edges?
Oh my God. Where your edges,
The
fam?
edges is the first thing you go when you on an opioid.
Where your edges at, fam?
Mind your business.
What
You have your addiction, I got mine.
You ain't got no
Food happens
edges
to
to that
be it.
beard.
What information were you given that stated that opioid addiction results in hair loss?
Hair loss
As
edges?
the first.
That's the first sign of it. That's the first sign of addiction, no edges.
If anything, I would say the whole tired, groggy anorexia thing would be the first
Yeah.
signs of it.
Look, she ain't got no teeth. Just like no.
They never had no Muppet has teeth. 'Cause
So
that
all
would
of
be
so this opiate problem is a big problem in Sesame
how
Street.
terrifying that
guys.
puppet would be if she had
Leave
teeth
it
in her
to you
mouth.
to make a joke out of like.
This is terrible. This is my face right now.
Oh, gee.
Oh God. So can I say though, like as someone like my mom would give us age appropriate information, which I felt like helped. So like depending on what it was, like she would tell you just enough about it, and then be like, all right, get out of my face. Like that's all you need to know. And I'm kind of like I feel like as a mother now, I'm probably gonna be the same way with my son because like you don't need to know everything about everything. 'Cause
Yeah,
not
I get what you mean.
Right, 'cause it needs to be
Some
age
stuff's not
appropriate.
relevant.
Some stuff I don't mind. Some stuff I think goes too far. Like there's a book.
Like, you don't
There's
need
a
to be
book
telling
about your father going to jail called "Daddy's Never Coming Home." I think that's a little much.
Well, that was
Whoa.
why did they gotta phrase it like that? That's
Daddy's
the
never
part
coming
that
home.
makes it bad. Is daddy's never coming home?
Like never.
like
Yo,
I mean, no, but there's a demographic for
Oh yeah,
that book.
I'm pretty sure they're gonna sell that book to
But
somebody.
they just
Right.
and it's not the fact that they're telling them that I have a problem with. It's the title because that's harsh to come
I'm
in
just,
a kid.
I just like, is it like you can't do a book like that and make it like a nursery rhyme. Daddy's doing 5 to 10. Daddy's laying next to
So
men.
did you actually read the book or are you making this up?
Daddy is in a place with no power.
So he's
Please
making
don't drop the
this
shoe
up.
in the
He's
shower.
making this up.
I'm not making this up.
You are making this up. So you're making this up.
Daddy
That
tried
book
to escape,
may
then he
be-
failed.
I didn't come here to
His
leave.
daddy's
Like,
deep in the county jail.
This is supposed to
God.
be serious.
This
and
is
you
a serious
ruined
No,
it.
it's not. Like you play too much. But again, I don't think that that's necessarily a problem. And Sesame Street has tackled like difficult issues before, and I find that I trust them to do it in a tactful, tasteful way where it doesn't, where they're not. I don't think they're gonna go overboard with
They
it
soft
and
when
say
they do
anything.
that.
Right.
And they touch on everything on down to people having physical therapy. Just the other day, I looked at a clip and Zoe, her dad, she was upset because his hand had got injured at some point and he couldn't play the guitar anymore properly, and it was upsetting for her. But it wasn't a soft nature. I'm not telling them to just full out, like, for instance, be like Kurt saying, well, your mom's a crackhead. I'm sorry to tell you this.
Oh my God! Now he sound like what's his name?
Judge Mathis.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a crackhead, ma'am?
You look like you smoke crack, ma'am.
You sound like you smoke crack.
Right.
I said I only do marijuana.
What's
If
that
you
say?
do marijuana, it comes from the streets, so you must be a crackhead.
Sassy, what that say?
The night Daddy went to jail. Okay, well,
So
fine.
I'm saying, but you ain't read it.
It's a
ain't
real
got no,
book.
It's not no nursery rhyme.
It's not
you was
like
making
Daddy
it out
going to
be.
jail and he never coming
Right,
home.
it's like
Daddy
never-
wasn't here.
Oh my God.
Daddy Judge wasn't fair.
But I mean, that's something that still would like serve young children, especially when
Daddy
a lot
was
of
a rabbit.
I feel like
He went to
a
jail
lot
because
of
of his
parents.
habit.
Shut up.
I feel like the aversion to having Sesame Street or whoever talk about these topics is because a lot of parents don't know how to broach the subject. Like they don't know how to talk to
How
their
are you going to
children.
talk about opioid addiction with such young
don't.
children? What's the demographic for Sesame Street? Honestly.
The demographic
Like
is whatever age, I guess.
3 to 5. 3 to 5. If your 3 to 5-year-old got an opioid problem,
It's
now
not
it's about the parent,
child.
right?
Mm-hmm.
That's I get it. It's the Muppet or puppet or what do we call it?
Well,
Muppet. It's Jim Henson's is the Muppets, right?
So no, he did.
Because I'm about to say there was a lot of crackheads on the Muppets.
Oh my God, they weren't crackheads.
Oh, no,
they
it
were
was
pieheads.
Janice is a crackhead.
She's not a crackhead.
She is a
That
crack.
not how
Janice
right.
and Dr. Tooth.
If
Ain't
you
that what the boy
think
name
that
is?
Janice is a
Dr.
crackhead,
Tooth
then
is
you
dope.
got
Yeah,
something.
thank you.
Exactly.
And Rolf smoked weed. I don't care what nobody says.
Oh, so
See?
whatever.
Either way, the Muppets.
Get off Janice's case. I like Janice.
Janice definitely does smack. But what I'm trying to say is, the Sesame Street seems, to me, in my opinion, I get the point of it,
Yeah.
but it seems a little young, like their audience is a little young to try to explain opioid addiction with their parent. I mean, what do you remember from 3 and 5?
A lot.
Riding my tricycle off the porch.
You said riding. I remember a lot of meaningful, impactful stuff, like moments that I spent
3
with
to
my mom.
5?
Yes, I
at
actually remember
3 years
that
old.
stuff.
3 years old is when you start making permanent memories. So can you imagine? Like that might be your first
The most dramatic thing.
When and
Oh,
all
yeah,
of the dramatic stuff that happened, I remember all of the important stuff that was like, geez, that happened.
I
and
remember my parents
When you go through something bad, next thing you know, you become an adult wearing horns and stuff.
Wow.
Now, here's the thing also that this also like reaches into. I don't like the fact that we say this about children and we want them to stay innocent. We don't want to tell them stuff.
Or
we
you
want to
think
cover
they
their
won't
eyes.
understand.
But then when they get older, you have no, like, you're just like, I don't have patience for you anymore. Hurry up and grow up. What is your problem? Why do you not know these things? You're an adult.
Take no time to explain.
What do you
never.
think that kid that you never informed grew up to be? An uninformed adult. So, like,
Exactly.
who
Now
do
you
you
look
have
at them
to
like, why are you
blame?
so dumb? Because you never taught them no damn thing.
You should be blaming you because you're the one who chose not to give them that information.
My thing is, I get the necessity for
and you know now we have an opioid crisis. So.
But I think it's incumbent of the other parent to supplement that conversation about.
Well, who's to say? And this is on the streaming site, mind you. You don't even have to pull it up.
You're right. No, what if the other parent's not there?
Yeah, just don't pull it up. And the thing is, if your kid does pull it up, that's just the same for any other TV shows that you don't want them to look at that they could pull
Sesame
up
Street's
anyway.
on streaming service, it don't come on TV
HBO.
no more?
So no. The episodes debut on HBO before they move to live broadcasting.
Sesame Street on
PBS.
HBO?
Yes.
Where have I been?
Yeah.
Well, they have an HBO Kids.
So they've been on. So HBO kind of bailed them out on PBS because they weren't getting enough funding. So they're on. So the episodes.
You can't let Sesame Street die.
Yeah. So they debut on HBO and then the episodes live stream the week later on PBS. They're saying this episode they're gonna put it on HBO, but they're not gonna live stream it. They're just gonna play something else.
Yeah, because they know people are touchy about it. But the thing is, just change the channel. Like, how hard is that? And then the thing is, that's where it comes in that you always are asking for a handout from everybody else to be responsible for your children, as if you didn't make the sound decision to push them out. So now they're your responsibility and your problem.
And then also, like, this is the world your children live in. Like I said, we have a opioid crisis now. So, like, they're gonna know, there's a good chance they're gonna know somebody or know somebody who knows somebody who's going through it. So, like, sheltering them doesn't really do them it does them a
Everybody seems to be
disservice.
6 degrees away from somebody with
That's
an
what I'm saying.
addiction. And I mean, no joke. I mean,
something.
I tell people, I mean, like I was just telling y'all, I was catching a train one morning, accidentally walked up on a guy doing a line of coke. It took me, it kind of took me aback, but this wasn't like somebody who you would think stereotypically would be involved in that. He, a white collar guy on his way to work, he took 3 bumps.
Actually, no, he's exactly the type of person I would expect to be doing coke.
And let me clarify that too while we're on the subject about the whole demographic. Jesus Christ, Kurt.
I was asking.
We ain't got coke money.
No.
Yeah, coke is like that's a rich man's drug addiction.
We ain't got coke money.
But while we're on that whole subject of like the demographic thing, because I know that was another thing that people got on me about, was that I like mentioned far as urban community over suburban, because that's something that they also do, and a lot of people do it. But here's the reason why I specifically pinpointed towards urban communities, because for the most part, when a lot of the people who were like more upper class end up doing these kind of drugs, it's one of those things to where they somehow sufficiently maneuver it into their lifestyle, and people don't really get to notice on the outside. The people who usually notice are their family and friends who interact with them on a daily basis, but on the outside looking in, like for instance with that guy you brought up, appearance wise, we don't expect or like looking at them that they may be doing it. But for us in our communities, it seems to be a lot more outside and in the streets. Like, they don't really care about your opinion of them, you seeing them like that exposed.
Which is crazy to me.
Yeah, so that's what made me pick that demographic on why, like, it speaks to them more.
Yeah.
I think Sassy, I honestly agree with you. I joke because that's I'm a fool.
Yeah, we know that.
We know.
Circus clown. Anyway.
But I think it brings up a good point. I mean, if they deemed it necessary, I remember the last time they did something controversial like this. It was a Muppet that had AIDS in Africa, and it was on the African version of Sesame Street. But sometimes when things are such a problem, and you need to get the message out
and people
mass
aren't
appeal,
talking to their children about it, like. This wouldn't be an issue if you weren't so afraid to talk to your damn children. Like,
we had Dare commercials back in the day. I mean, maybe y'all might remember. I know Don, our producer.
I remember that This Is Your Brain on Drugs.
Right.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, we had cartoon characters. I had the Smurfs and Heathcliff. And do you remember?
Yeah.
I don't know. Do y'all remember this? Look, if y'all remember this, give me a thumbs up in the chat. All the you remember? Yeah, because I remember showing that. It's on YouTube. You can go look it up. It was a Dare campaign where they brought all your favorite children's cartoons. Snorks, Heathcliff, Dennis the Menace. All of that, and even like the cereal guys and all that, like Tony the Tiger and all, to do this large, like kind of like a short, what do they used to call it, mini-series type of thing, to basically dissuade kids. And I'm not talking about it came on TV. I'm talking about they sent the VH tapes to the school, and they had an auditorium. They had the whole school sit in the auditorium and watch it.
Well, yeah, that was back when we did actually at some point have remorse and were humane enough to care about our people. But at this point, I feel like it's more so keeping you blind so that you do fall into these traps and fall into these plot holes.
You mean the fact that it's not more prevalent?
Yeah, because it's really odd how all of a sudden, as it got later and later into the years, that a lot of this stuff's not talked about anymore. Even down to, like, for instance, I seen an old Sonic clip from that old cartoon, and he was mentioning about people coming into an uncomfortable space with you, or like putting their hands on you in an inappropriate way and telling somebody
TV
about
shows used to
that.
do the very special episode where
Yeah,
like
they would
would
always talk about stuff like that at the end, but they don't now. But I feel like it's because they don't want people to be aware of stuff, and they want you to be blind and victimized in the world, because that's how this country is functioning for the most part. But that's a whole nother story.
No, but I think and that I'm kind of like of the idea that like you're as a parent, you're your child's first teacher. There shouldn't be anything that people should be able to talk to your child about that you haven't already talked to them about necessarily. Like I said, my mom would give me age appropriate information, but she wouldn't necessarily shy away from like a subject, like unless it was something she didn't know how to say or something she didn't know a whole lot about. Like when I asked my mom like what a period was, and she kind of she stumbled through it because she was kind of taken aback when I asked her that. I was like 8, 9.
And my mom, my mom was that was a blunt. She was visual.
No, my mom, she kind of like stumbled through it because she wasn't expecting it. I literally was just like, so these girls in my school was talking about a period, and one of the girls said that I should ask you about it instead of getting information from them.
That's a good friend.
Yeah, no, the girl wasn't like she wasn't like super smart or anything, but I would say that was like the best thing that was like the smartest thing she ever said was go ask your mom. She was like, don't listen to them, ask your mom. So I went to my mom. She kind of stumbled through, like she gave me the quick and the queer version about what it was.
The what?
The quick and the queer version of it. She was like, so this is what it is. This is kind of what happens to you. She wasn't ready. She wasn't prepared for the conversation.
Well, nobody wants to talk about.
It's funny you said you talked about it though from them, because I knew about it my whole life. Like I already knew what it was. My mom told me, she showed me.
No.
I knew already. So but I was just waiting for it to happen. I was
so
like,
the opioid addiction, the opioids.
Oh Jesus! Here we go with this toxic masculinity that doesn't want to hear about, because y'all always try to shut us down when we talk about a natural situation that's just like peeing or pooping.
Subject we was talking about.
Oh, here comes Captain Digression talking about something we need to get back
and what
on
we
topic.
weren't talking about, but then bust out with these long drawn out jokes that last for like 45 minutes of him being a clown.
Telling us about the first time you heard about your menstrual cycle.
Anyway, my mom gave me a book about it and was like, read this. If you have any questions, let me know.
Yeah, exactly. But moral of the story is that you should probably try to be more informative towards your children, because once again, if they don't get the knowledge from you, they're going to get it from somewhere, and it might not be helpful, and it'll give them wrong information that helps them furthermore make life difficult for them and for you, because they're going to bring those problems back to you as your kids.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, but I think Sesame Street is a trusted source. I think they're gonna handle it in a really like delicate way.
What if they ever steered us wrong?
Right.
Like in a way to where everything was like crash and burn and stared wrong. Ew, chicken juice off of my lap.
I'm sorry.
It's still there. Get it off.
I'm sorry. That ain't nothing but some pimp juice.
Oh, it was soggy. Pass me my soda, crazy person, since you keep reaching over there for stuff. Speaking of which, we need to talk about this too.
What?
How delicious this cinnamon Coca-Cola was. I know we're not supposed to be doing free advertising.
What's a cinnamon Coca-Cola?
So it's a new fall, like their new fall winter flavor. They always come out with holiday flavors, like the cranberry Sprite that they do every fall for Thanksgiving and stuff. Yeah, but now they got like a Coca-Cola thing.
Coca-Cola, send us a check and I'll talk about it.
And you know why I'm so happy? Because anybody who knows Sassy knows that my preferred cola is Coca-Cola, not Pepsi.
So
Coca-Cola.
Like Coke.
Do not try to offer me a Pepsi in place of a Coca-Cola, because they are not the same. But yet, just shut up, Kurt.
I'm a Coke fan too.
This tastes very holiday-y. I like it.
It does have like a very
like a
fall, autumn taste to it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. This is my pumpkin spice.
She was drinking some. Where's that?
Oh yeah, my ramen.
Y'all ever had this?
That was the thing that made you lose your weeb credibilities. You can't use that word anymore because you didn't know what that was. And this is very basic information for weebs.
Y'all see this? This apparently this little ball is in this jar.
It's a marble and it's in the top. You have to like push down on it to open it. I spent the whole lunch period struggling with it before. Look at spilling stuff all over me.
Making a mess.
Like a 2-year-old.
Right.
Yeah, but
he done dropped the cap on the ground and everything else.
So he was
y'all not gonna put me on blast.
super fascinated in it because he never seen it before. I got my first one when I was in my first year of high school in 9th grade. I went to a corner store and I seen it and I was like, cause I was a super weeb and I just saw Japanese writing and was like,
and you didn't even know what you was drinking.
And I had spent the whole lunch period trying to figure out how to open it until my teacher, who happened to have been an English teacher for 2 years in Japan, had told me exactly what I was supposed to do, and then I had to drink it like super fast because I had to go to class. It was so dumb, but I know now. As opposed to Kurt, how old are you again?
Mind your business.
You're
That's
just
for sure.
learning this.
You
Your first
to your
soda.
elders, real disrespectful.
Your first Japanese soda beverage,
I
carbonated
didn't even drink any of it. Yo, I never heard of that. Darn, you heard of that?
Ramen.
The Japanese soda.
Just show him the bottle.
Apparently, I'm late.
Yes, it was melon flavored, the best flavor Japan has to offer me as far as I'm concerned.
Japan, thank you for your melons. We getting ready to talk about, it's actually a great segue because I'm trying to go get my weeb status back.
Oh man.
Oh gosh.
Because we're going to talk a little bit about anime.
Oh god, with Kurt, that's going to be interesting.
No, look. There was a poll about the best anime ever.
Oh Jesus, not that.
Hold on, I gotta pull up
not
this
the millennial Twitter.
Yeah, we gotta talk about this
guide because that was terrible.
Apparently,
if it has sword art on it, then it's trash already.
Listen, look. Here are the animes that they said were hands down the best. They said Attack on Titan, The Promised Neverland,
no,
Hunter x Hunter, My Hero, my personal favorite, Berserk, Black Clover, Full Metal Alchemist.
Like, how did they even?
I can't even. I can't see this, but.
Oh Jesus.
Dr. Stone, Sail, Naruto.
You're not even saying it right as so.
What?
It's Sword Art Online.
What did you say?
I told you lost your weed points long time ago.
So yeah, look, y'all can help. Berserk, that's why I'm a Berserk fan. Now, I like Berserk personally.
So flavor of the month anime.
Exactly, that's what I said. They were all flavor of the month.
Hold on. We about to get it. This is what I'm talking about. We should have let off with anime.
That's what noobs pick out because that's all they know about is the flavor of the month. They don't know about the real stuff.
What you're not gonna do is call me a noob. I'm not a noob. I was watching anime before either one of y'all ever thought of it.
But that doesn't mean that you had the right choice.
You don't pronounce the X in Hunter X.
Oh my God! Is that what it said? Ain't it?
No, it's Hunter X. It's not Hunter X.
Look, X these nuts.
See, I let him side on that too. I didn't even say anything to him about it.
I said Hunter x Hunter.
Wow.
Do you know, is the Z silent in Dragon Ball Z?
Come on, Grandpa.
Hunter.
You know what?
Grandpa Kurt, come on, please.
Look.
Stop
Hunter Square.
I can see the steam line coming off of your bulb.
No, get your hands off me. First of all, here's my problem.
About to start steaming.
It is steaming. You can't see it. It's clear as day.
Yo, F y'all. Yo, where Andrew at?
Not here to save.
Let's get someone Asian to weigh in on this.
Oh wow,
so good.
That's not wildly inappropriate.
That is no. Look, doggone it. It's a valid. Don't get mad at me.
What makes you think he watched
anime?
Yeah. I would just, as long as I don't tweet it, I'm good.
Oh my God.
I'm done. And on that note, X is the room.
Don't talk to me from around the table. If you got something to say to me, say it on the show.
Oh boy.
Pull up a
Don't
chair.
walk
I'm with
into
it.
this
Listen,
trap
this is an
of
open
mess.
invitation for anybody that wants to have this conversation because they named
I'm about to
Demon
have
Slayer.
an aneurysm already. Like, I can't keep looking at that list.
All right, first. All right, let's set the tone right now because you are a resident anime head nerd in charge. I acquiesce to you. I know you know your stuff. What is the greatest anime of all time?
That's really hard.
Hold on, I got it. Wow.
He said, you probably don't even get why he made that joke, do you? Do you even get why the joke was made, Kurt? Do you know about that meme? Do you?
Listen,
do you?
Seinfeld. Honestly, I would have said the Boondocks. Me personally, because that to me, that's shot in anime style. Give me your best anime. What is the number one anime?
Although I love that anime,
Listen,
I would never say
greatest
that.
anime of all time chosen by Twitter. Anime Twitter. So what are you saying this is wrong? What is the best anime of all time?
I mean, it's wrong because it's Twitter.
I agree.
That already made it a trash fire.
Let's be real.
Trash
Demon
fire.
Slayer.
Darius says Sailor Moon. I'm not sure. I'm not knocking anybody that likes Sailor Moon.
Wait, time out. It depends which Sailor Moon you're talking about.
Wow. That Sailor Moon shouldn't even be in this conversation.
No.
Well, why can't she be? She is a part of history.
I would prefer Ronin
she
Warriors
named
over
the
Sailor
magical
Moon.
girl.
I was gonna say Sailor Moon's like
for
top
the most
10.
part of what it is.
Okay, but top 10 is not best of all time. There's a lot. There's 10
but that's why I said that's hard.
in between that. Give me your number one. See?
Because it's really hard to put them on a pedestal to say number one, but you can put them in a group of what's like good.
I would go
greatest.
We did a poll on our own fan group page, and everyone weighed in, and Cowboy Bebop ended up being the number one in our fan group, which has over 1,200 people.
I could be okay with that.
I mean, that's a part of
I'm
history.
okay with Cowboy Bebop, not my personal favorite.
Yeah,
I can take that with a grain of salt.
that. Yeah, me too.
Okay, give me your top three. Give me your top three. I'm making it easier for you.
Okay, give me a minute. I have a catalog that I gotta scroll
a catalog.
on. Yes.
See, I like obscure anime, so that's
okay. But then that's your flavor. But I mean, we can all agree upon a broad scope of what anime. Yeah, exactly. Okay, let's get into that real quick for y'all watching, because I'm not. I'm not watching the live.
Bleach shouldn't even be on this list.
Where is JoJo?
Exactly. Hold on. Let's talk about this. I won't even get into what they listen. Let's just talk about their top four. This is the top 4 animes as voted by Twitter for this year, 2019. The Promised Neverland, My Hero Academia, Dr. Stone, and Demon Slayer. That's the top 4 as voted currently, beating out Dragon Ball Z, beating out Attack on Titans, which is super popular now. I mean, it's been a long running manga. I'm surprised they didn't beat out Naruto.
Well, I mean, Naruto hasn't been. I've been on Boruto now anyway, for the most part. That's where the new stuff is coming from. But I mean,
and the fact that Berserk and One Piece aren't in the top 4 is bad.
Okay, then, so let's talk about that. Now, my thing is, I don't know how the bracket system works. I don't know. I think the only reason why Dragon Ball Z isn't further along in the conversation is because it met Demon Slayer in the first round.
Well, somebody really likes shonen anime, apparently.
What'd you say?
Then we have our isekai trash.
Really hold on. You said isekai trash and what?
And our shonen fans, the lone boy who has to do all of the stuff so that he can accomplish a goal by the end. From some tough struggle that's going on in his life, and then he gets the girl.
I'm gonna just say this. I recently watched the anime called King's Game.
Okay.
That I felt was better than it's better than the top 4 in and of itself. King's Game ended on a cliffhanger. Now it's only 1 season long, so I can see why it didn't make it to the best of all time. But something like Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
And then you got also realize some of these are manga readers, so they're judging not even based on the anime, but
on the manga, right?
Because like anime-wise, Neverland shouldn't be up there.
Neverland. Now, mind you, somebody just recommended. I've never seen Neverland.
Oh yeah.
Manga, sure. Anime,
Yeah,
Hey, you want to weigh in on this?
You're not missing.
Please.
it.
Hey, no, all right, look, y'all.
No, you know what? Another one nobody talks about. What about School Live?
No, wait on this. Because I'm putting up. Go ahead, Amy. Talk about it.
In the ever-loving hell is this list?
That's what I said. It's trash.
It's Weebloo Heaven list.
shonen
That's what that
and
is.
Isekai
That's
trash.
It's flavor of the month for the last like
Yes,
5 years list.
all of the flavor of the
You're gonna
months
tell
that
me
ever
Fullmetal
happened.
Alchemist that has a meme that comes around every year.
Mhm.
Every year.
Mhm.
I've never even heard of some of this stuff.
Yeah. They're all flavor of the months. They're not
literally,
really relevant.
literally, Demon Slayer has become popular within
You
the
can
last
live
month,
without
so
having them in your
everyone knows.
list.
Okay, so Tokyo Ghoul I like, but it's never made anywhere. GBC,
Yeah.
Naruto, Fullmetal Alchemist, and there is nothing else.
Yeah.
All of this other stuff is things that I snooze by.
Yeah, pretty much for the most part, but they somehow got ranked into being like in this list, and I don't get it. Like,
Sailor Moon.
yeah, what about all the yes, all of the greats that exist? Look at Samurai Champloo. I really love that one. The music was great. Their soundtrack to this day, I will still listen to. It made me go discover a whole artist and everything.
I mean, like, no Samurai Champloo, no Outlaw Star,
yeah.
no, like,
It's just as great as anime. So, like, we're not going to talk about anything like, come on.
I would put Samurai Pizza Cats over half the shit on this list.
Samurai Pizza Cat. What about well, nobody talks about this one a whole bunch, but School Live was really big to me. So this was like a zombie anime, but it came off as being like oh, what's the term for it? It came off as being really like girly and like soft, like it was gonna be like a little chibi anime, like Lucky Star, whatever category that falls under, but then they caught you after it. That's what it is, moe. It came off to be very moe, and then after that it transitioned into being really dark and emotional because you found out the situation that they were in with zombies and whatnot, and you weren't expecting that. You just walked in it, and it happened. It was dark, but it was great.
There's just so much.
It's just like this list is so bad.
And then they just disrespect all of the greats and forget all about them as if they never
I'm not
even
even
existed.
into Sailor Moon, but Sailor Moon should be on this list.
Yeah.
I mean, Bleach made it farther than some of them, and you know y'all didn't finish reading it or watching it.
There was so much filler, it made no. It just
to be
got
fair,
sad.
if you didn't finish reading it, don't. You're just gonna make yourself mad.
Yeah, no, I gave up
like,
right after they kidnapped Rukia.
Like,
oh
And
yeah.
what is that? I'm missing. What is that anime where they're skating, ice skating?
Oh, Yuri on Ice.
Yuri on
yes.
I'm not into Yuri on Ice, but I know so many people that was just it for them. That's
Yeah.
Like if I saw Yuri on Ice there, I'd be like,
It was a big deal in like anime history, I guess, because like you don't really get that many things that more so deflect onto the whole like guy on guy relationship type genre. They never really give us that often.
I'm all about that yaoi.
Yeah, they do yaoi in like manga and everything a lot. It seems to be a more independent thing that people work on, but it never gets picked up or supported to be on TV. Probably because in a way it's frowned upon. But come on, like they wouldn't even let them all the way kiss in the series. We had this alluded kiss to where it's like we're most likely thinking that he kissed them, but they won't show it. But we're getting there, baby steps.
That made the list.
Yes.
I could have seen it.
Yes.
I'd be like, all right, it's not my cup of tea. Just that one. I got other ones. They're fine. I'm not gonna name them because also not allowed.
Well, yeah, like I said, I like a Skirman anime, so I would say like,
yeah, I mean,
that was a baby one. No. I know that was a really girly romantic one, but there were so many teen boys who loved that show, and even though it was full of drama, they were just like, yeah, exactly. I was the trend of the block when I finally got on Feudal Combat, and I was the only one who had it.
Ranma?
Yes.
like I'm picturing the ones in my head, and I think I'm just too stunned in disbelief that I can't even name any. I'm just like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, like it's just how could you make this sad list? But that's how a lot of them been, like all those little polls, like, is this anime better or this one? Neither of them are better because they're all for people who were like shonen trash.
It's like,
and isekai trash and all of the trash that exists in the weeb realm.
and to be fair, half of the stuff on this list is even finished. One Piece isn't done. Black Clover isn't done.
Yeah.
Academia isn't done. Demon Slayer isn't done. Dr. Stone isn't done. Sword Art Online just came out with another movie.
But
like,
you deem it as the best.
Fairy Tail.
Oh yeah, Fairy Tail's
like
like.
I would have expected Fairy Tail to make this list than some of these others.
Yeah.
No, absolutely.
Before
Look,
that.
it's been around.
Half of the people don't even know what Code
years.
Geass is on this list.
Oh yeah, exactly. Do they? Do they though?
And wait, what about Pokemon?
Oh. I'm the wrong person to speak to about Pokemon.
Monster
though.
Rancher.
But I did it. I won't acknowledge them as being a.
I understand, but like Pokemon.
But still, because at least
like 30 years.
and at the time, and it was around too when the art styles of things were a lot different and better. Like, it wasn't a series, but Akira. Like, where is that? That was really great because it was mind blowing for so many people at that time.
Speed Racer deserves a spot on this list before this.
Yeah, that's going all the way
Did you know
back.
that not many people realize there's actually Dragon Ball? Not Dragon Ball Z. I had to convince my brother, who is 6 years younger than me. I was like, no. We started watching Dragon Ball first. He's like, what are you talking about? I just
Dragon Ball Z.
We watched Dragon Ball before he started watching Dragon Ball Z. I mean, I did get tired of Dragon Ball Z. I'm sorry. 2 weeks for like 10 seconds, kill me.
Yeah, that was the biggest complaint I ever heard from anybody who was a fan.
2 weeks for all that thinking, I just can't do it.
I used to hate it. It's really funny that now I'm like going to the movies when they come out with Dragon Ball Z movies. Is I actually like got started to get into it, and I'm like, you know what? Dragon Ball Z is like Japan's Simpsons. Like they're just gonna keep running and see how long they can keep this going because it's a treasure of Japan of cartoons, and they're gonna keep showing it. But I like where it's going so far. It's interesting. It's entertaining. It's crazy how he kind of just like every time someone who's bigger, tougher comes along, he just like somehow powers up again, and we all know that doesn't make sense, but it's for the sake of keeping him in existence.
It's like if you think about it in human terms, he should actually be getting weaker by now.
Yeah, there's a lot that's happened, but we humor it because we want to keep him in existence. That's why I don't think it's fair when people come up with those imaginary fantasy battles, and they're always like, but Goku would destroy anybody. I hate when those people come.
I want Goku to face a cat. A cat would truly destroy Goku because he'd be like, Kitty, and the cat would be like, I can't hurt you.
And then it would just destroy everybody, and he'd just be like, sorry, guys.
The only reason why those things don't make sense is because it's like, yeah, Goku can destroy planets, but when has he ever done so?
Right.
Exactly.
It's not in his personality trait.
It's apples and oranges. Like, who is the better? Like this person and this person. It's like, well, are you looking at their personality?
Yeah, exactly. And he still can't defeat Beerus, so he can't be the most powerful because that's something he still hasn't triumphed yet. But there's that.
Sometimes I feel like I'm getting like really old because I'm like I saw that list and I'm just like,
who?
I don't know any of this. Like, why is this so bad?
But it's really good to know that like there's other people who see these things and they're not in full-hearted agreement, because sometimes I do feel bad as calling myself a weeb and then not seeing all of the flavor of the months because I can't keep up with them. There's so many of them. They get pumped out so quickly. But some of them can be cool.
Interject with the comment from the chat. Hassan Warren says, what about Tenchi Yoriyama?
Oh, okay.
Seinen anime. And May Humsinger says, forgetting recent bangers like Food Wars, My Hero, also Psychopath, etc.
No one forgot it. It was just like, that's why I said, like, if this was a month ago, it would have been Food Wars. If it was a month before, like...
Yeah.
This is the one I actually see.
I mean, I I like Food Wars. Psychopaths had me for a short while, and then I was like, but why are they still doing this? Like, can they stop? Like, why are there so many seasons of this?
Was it Classroom Assassin?
Oh,
I like
yeah.
that one. That was cute.
Yeah, that one is cute. It's interesting. I never finished it, though. But Netflix has some good stuff, too. Like, High Score Girl. That's really great.
What is the Seven Deadly Sins?
Yeah, Seven Deadly Sins.
I started watching that.
I didn't get to look at that yet. Everybody keeps talking, but it's the animation style that I can't get by because it's kind of cheesy. Their budget probably was low, and I understand that.
What is the Hellsing? Hellsing, you know how the Hellsing is that sharp, angular? I could never get into, like, Hellsing's a great story, but I could never get into the anime or the manga. I was just like,
yeah, I only look at that because somebody else that's close to me looks at it, and I'm just like, well, if I'm here with you, I'm not gonna object, but I wouldn't go pick it up on my own. If that makes sense.
I was helping paint the store when Seven Deadly Sins was on. I was like, what is this? And I just started, like, going slower. I was like, all right, so why is this person doing this? And then why is, like, so I kept asking enough questions that I got.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna jump out. This right here.
Okay. Well, I just said.
I don't watch anime, so yes, with all you said. But Food Wars is the one I actually want to see because it looks really good, and I love cooking shows.
Amy held it down for us.
And now Kurt is back. Hey, Grandpa Kurt.
How weeb sass.
So, Kurt, which one of those animes do you watch?
My Hero Academia.
Besides
like
that,
one is
that's
really
the only
Attack
one
on
you've
Titan.
been clinging to.
One Punch.
Can you stop naming all of these flavor of the months, please?
Why is it what I? It's what I like. I like Berserk.
But there's really
Goblin.
a list though called
I
flavor.
just said King's Game. That's not a flavor of the month anime.
It's not. Well, you wouldn't know that.
Zombie High School.
Okay.
I earned a stripe there.
What? Kinda, a little bit. You under half a stripe. But you don't get a whole stripe from that. I've been through struggles. I've been through the real struggle. But you in the struggle where you be drawing anime in school and having people snatching away your pictures and your colored pencils and you ain't earned your stripe
sounds like
yet.
a grandpa. How about your struggles? Also, you sound really hipstery right now, like that's not real anime.
Well, listen.
I do.
We about to read.
I have
Don, you
a
said we about to
bad
reach
habit
the
of it.
2:30 mark, right? One thing we wanted to do, we wanted to close out with an interview with the owner of Gamers Heaven, Andrew.
Oh, Andrew.
Oh,
we're not gonna play the game?
Huh?
We're not gonna play our game?
We didn't talk. we didn't talk the whole show. Sean, could you do us a favor and ask Andrew if he could come over for an interview? Hopefully we'll be able to bring Andrew over in a second.
Then I'll just
But
entertain you with my
all I'm
face.
gonna say is, so
Can you open this for me? These fucking fingernails are killing me.
She's been struggling with her pocky for like the past 15 minutes trying to get it open. Oh, it's right here. You almost had it.
Like these, I got my nails done.
Let me see. Let me help.
It's already open. You
You're not gonna help yourself to my damn pocky.
Jerk.
That's all I want. That's delicious.
Would you like one, Sassy?
I'm okay. Thank
Never
you.
have a
though,
pocky?
Ted.
Apparently,
They probably did because I'm pretty sure they're better at being weeb trash.
if you go to the doctors, it'll clear up in about 5 weeks with the right ointment.
Wait, what?
Well, Andrew's running around taking care of things. We getting ready to wrap it up. Can we agree to disagree on the greatest animes of all time? Tappa, you even an anime fan?
Not really. The only one who was really an avid anime fan here right now is me.
I'm an avid anime fan. You gonna stop hating on me, yo?
You are not avid enough.
The only one I watch right now is Seven Deadly Sins.
Yeah.
That's on Netflix.
I was thinking, like, if you love video games and you, like, care about all of that stuff, High score girl.
Hold on.
I cannot
Listen, we
talk
wasn't
about
paying
that
attention to the
enough.
chat. What about Psychopaths?
We
I
talked
just
about
talked
that.
about that when
We talked
Psychopaths
about
was
that,
out.
Grandpa
The first season was good. After that, they should have discontinued it because they didn't need more than one season to like get the point across. We get it.
And
Now I don't know what the hell's going on
Thank you,
anymore.
Mia. She's saying Food Wars and My Hero are bangers.
We touched
We
on
touched
those
on
things,
that.
Grandpa Kurt.
Yes,
Jormungand.
I came over and I said that to them.
You came and dropped it on their lap?
I did.
All right, one good time for the one time. Listen, look, y'all.
Somebody got to work over here.
See how they do me?
Yeah.
Look, y'all, we were about to wrap it up at Gamers Heaven's first annual Fan Fest. We had a super dope time. Had the opportunity to come in, eat up all the ramen, eat up some of Sassy's chicken,
Take naps.
take naps.
Yeah.
Tef is knee deep in some Pocky.
Because I get cranky when I don't have my sleep.
This is true. We're gonna wind down, but we've got J1 Con coming up November 2nd and 3rd. It's going to be at the Showboat Hotel in Atlantic City. Weekend passes start at just $30 for 2 days. $30 for 2 days. And there's still vending opportunities, so you can go down there and grab you a table. You got Joshua Seth, Kim Pontak, the boys from Power Rangers Turbo.
Power Rangers in space.
That's what I said.
Grandpa Kurt, please stop. It's after your bedtime, too,
that what
'cause
it
you know
is?
old people
And
go
I need
to
my
sleep
diaper
early.
change. Listen.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know who doing that, though.
A freak.
Ew.
Look, we get ready to roll up out of there. Super dope for y'all to hang out with us for the last 2 hours. Remember, we still stream live every Wednesday, 8 to 10 p.m.
Oh, like karaoke.
Oh, and we got lit karaoke on November 1st. So
November 1st is a Friday.
Oh.
Well,
It's the 7th, I think.
Yeah, it's the 6th. No. It's November 6th. We got time. Look, just go to our Facebook fan page.
First
Look at
Wednesday of
events.
every month. Lit karaoke.
That she know it better than I do. I came up with the mother. Look, we're super hyped to have the opportunity to come down here for the first Fan Fest, do our thing. We appreciate y'all stopping by. Don got the picture up. Thank you, Don, because you saw we were struggling. We thank Don coming down, getting the mobile set up, keeping us looking super crispy. I hate that term, but he keeping us locked in here for you guys. Sassy, you got anything to say before we get ready to get out of here?
I'm just looking very forward to you guys at J1, so make sure you show up. And also, I need you to answer a poll question for me because I'm having a hard debate as to whether or not which cosplay I'm going to do for J1, if that would be F-Zero from that Darling in the Bronx, if I'm pronouncing it right, or if I'm going to do Asuka from Evangelion. So let me know what you think.
I think you should be Harriet Tubman.
No. It's not February yet. What?
This weave here.
It's not February yet.
I hate you. Tef, you got anything
Time
to
and
say while
place.
you smacking?
So next Saturday is the Flaunt Fitness Halloween pole showcase. Yours truly will be there performing in cosplay because I don't know how to not cosplay now.
Tef is gonna be on the pole.
I will be on
cosplay.
the pole. And yeah.
Will your cheeks be out?
Possibly. I haven't gotten my costume in the mail yet, so
She said,
we're gonna
hoping it's
find
fit
out.
right.
This would be a good time to push the hype button if we had it.
How much are the tickets?
The tickets are only $20. That covers food. You get a drink. There's also a cash bar, and then it also gets you free admission into the after party into Buck's Cabaret Strip Club after the pole showcase is over.
Where you might actually see a titty.
Where you will actually see
promo
titties
a
for
whole
real.
strip club?
I'm gonna be there with my cheeks out in cosplay. You might as well come too. And you can see after you see me get on stage and shake a thing, you can go and see real strippers.
After party strippers.
After party strippers. Also follow me on Instagram at
Don't try
Teffy
to
Wonder.
egg shy
Follow me
Grandpa
on
Kurt like you ain't
Facebook
gonna be
Teffy
there.
Wonder the Mocha Mermaid.
I'm gonna
we're
be
also
home
having
doing
a
my
tea
Bible
party.
study.
You damn lie. We're also having a tea party, 10/26,
Yeah.
for little girls, teaching them how to be like their own heroes and teaching them how to be ladies. And we're also doing a breast cancer fundraiser. Please go to the Head Nurse in Charge and Geek Honda fan pages for more information on that and donate, because all the money that we raise is going to breast cancer research.
Yep. Listen, y'all. The Princess Empowerment Tea Party is a super dope event brought together by amazing ladies who are going to. The who? Oh, yes. And big shout out, because what we're doing in conjunction was that we were able to team and partner with a little young lady who started her own brownie business. She makes what she calls cami cakes. You heard of Alex's Lemonade? Well, you got cami cakes. Cami cakes, the proceeds from cami cakes go towards the research and eradication of breast cancer, especially since it's a systemic problem amongst the black community, where though a lot of black women are diagnosed with breast cancer, they die at a 40% higher rate than every other demographic. So we're trying to do our part to help with that situation and not only support the community, but support a young woman who, at an early age, has an entrepreneurial spirit. So if you could donate to the cause, that's awesome. Cami cakes are usually $5, but for this campaign, we're asking 10 because part of the half of those proceeds go to cancer research and the other half go to supporting her business. So definitely come through iCraftMart.com. You could go in and purchase cami cakes, or you could purchase the cami cakes right here at Gamers Heaven. We're going to leave some behind just so you can support, and we'll have them for our next two events. And that's going to be the thing that we're going to be doing in support of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. We're doing our best to support our ladies and keep them healthy, wealthy, and wise. Woo! That was a lot.
Good
my,
job, Grandpa.
My Hero Academia still rules. We get ready to get
And
up
you
out
can
of here.
just sit there and watch as much as you want on the couch over there afterwards.
Hater.
Weeb trash.
Wow. Wow. She cut deep, baby. She cut deep. Look, we get ready. We are out of here. Time is up. We hungry, tired, sleepy, all of the above, right?
Yeah, well, I'm not hungry.
Right.
And you're probably not hungry either since you finished off the rest of my chicken.
No, I'm going to eat the rest. I'm going to have chicken. I'm going home. I'm going to share some. And there's a charge.
Head Nurse in Charge every
you
Wednesday,
smacking too.
8 to 10. How?
You eating Pocky.
You can't smack Pocky.
You can smack Pocky. Apparently you can.
Smack Pocky.
You smacked it.
Let me get a piece of it.
You cannot smack
Head
Pocky.
Nurse in Charge, Wednesdays, 8 to 10 p.m. Hit our link on Instagram at Head Nurse in Charge. Hit our link tree for all our social media platforms. Follow us. What'd you say?
Except for mine.
Except for Tef, because don't nobody care about Tef. We'll get her up there one day when she stop popping fly with me. But hit our LinkedIn tree to follow us on all platforms, Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. We out here. Much love to y'all. Thank you so much for sitting out. We'll see you at our next event. Don, take us to McDonald's.
Okay, bye.